In a tunesbyblog.com.
Papi, why you coming for your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it like you running so well.
My daughter, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, lay on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town, they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that ball can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the ball will talk it. You doing the right thing, the ball will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing that we want you all time, yo.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if that is he looking at too. Oh, Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name for? What you calling my name for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Looking Hour. Don't that distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy. So that today, Papi was telling me that.
In a tunesbyblog.com.
Papi, why you coming for your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it like you running so well.
My daughter, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, lay on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town, they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that ball can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the ball will talk it. You doing the right thing, the ball will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing that we want you all time, yo.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, Thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if that he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time.
Hello again. Welcome again to another edition of the Logan's Hour. Today is Thursday, April 20th, 2023. So we want to say to all of our many viewers and followers around the world, we want to say thank you for always joining us. And depending on where you are, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And we want to say to all of you here today, welcome to the Logan's Hour. We appreciate you so much. That's why we are here. And we will always try to do our best to keep you informed, entertained, and as well on Saturday. I'm gonna say on Saturday. On Friday, there. Thank God it's fabulous. We're going to educate you more on issues confronting your own body, your own life, and everything you need to know. So for today, we want to say to you all, we appreciate you being here. We know we are a little late. She apologize for that. And but we've been running some other stuff in the background anyway. But we are late. Yeah, so I mean we are good, we are ready, we are on course and everything is moving smoothly. I just been testing behind the back. Oh, sorry. That's the other thing I have to make sure we are on course because when the show is going on, I love to be watching myself as well. I love to know my position. I love to see people who following. I love to see making sure my everything is intact as you know, as it always been. And today we want to say to all of you who here, if you can share the show, share the show. If you cannot, there's no problem with that as well. You can enjoy you alone, but don't be selfish. It'll be good you share with somebody who will want to be part of the community and part of the discussion. So today, trust me, today conversation here. I told you since the whole thing about the bereavement started in the community, you can't get a fire from a belly like that. So we'll lay all our brother into rest, our papa into rest. Then we'll come back again with a lot of politics and yelling here and there. But for now, we will just keep to it. And moreover, I want to tell the funny part there. Moreover, I want to tell the funny part you laugh. So listen, I will tell the funny part. Let me come back. All right. So I think I saw something was taken just now, but I hope everything moving smoothly. I hope everybody hearing, everybody seeing what's happening here. So I see my brother Didier following. Didier, welcome. I see my own man G Consistent Morris following. G Consistent Morris, welcome. And not forgetting, I see the wife of the vice president, Mrs. Wema Boya. She's also here following and on the other platform on the YouTube as well. All of you following on the YouTube on the platform. If you want me to call your name, you got to make some comments so I can see you. Oh, I see my dear brother and friend Bernard Bupler. He following on the YouTube. All right. So you on the YouTube, all those on the YouTube, you got to make some comments so I can see you because I'm not looking at the people on Facebook directly. And to all of my other people there, you know yourself and all of you are following secretly, I let you too. Yeah, like my other woman told me, my woman say, oh my son, anything you say people following secretly, my heart can go to someone else because her we like I know 9 or 10, but we can listen to the show on the Bluetooth speaker. So my woman there, you're like watching it on the Bluetooth speaker. I really appreciate you people too for getting informed about as to what is happening in our community and around the world as well. And I want to say to my own mama Annie Gibson, welcome again. Sis Isabella, welcome. And today, before I go any further, I want to use this time to say, very, 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 very big happy birthday to my own darling sister. Today her birthday, Mrs. Precious Logan Samuel. Today her birthday. Today she turned 1 year. So, precious Logan Samuel, I want to say happy birthday. You know how I care about you. I'm gonna fix your GB soup and fix your GB and take it to you this evening. If you're home, it's gonna be the last food you eat before you go to bed. And in the morning, you're gonna get some running stomach. But however, that's it. They say when John died, John brother Kitty. So I want to say happy birthday to my sister. I want to say I wish you God's blessing. I wish you all of the best. And Mr. Samuels, also I want to say thank you so much because they say behind every beautiful woman, there's some kind of man who doing the hard work. And I know you are the guy in the background because you can see from the woman, you know that some kind of man there who really working hard. Mr. Samuel, I want to say thank you at this point. And precious Logan Samuel, I want to say enjoy your birthday, girl. Enjoy your birthday. So those of you following us, Facebook, YouTube, and on the other platform, I want to say thank you as well. I want to say wish my sister happy birthday as she celebrates her day today, as she turned 1 year today. So, precious, enjoy your birthday. So, again, I want to use this time to say to every one of you people who has been donating since we started this campaign yesterday, we want to say thank you so much. We want to say thank you so much. Man, the blessings are so overwhelmed to the point where I am confused at this stage because not to just make it the way everybody else can do it or the way we know it to be, obviously. We decided to do a little different. We decided to add a little flavor. We decided to add more respect to those of you who will be donating because, trust me, it's your money we are asking for. So we took our time and we sent out official letters to each of you. So those of you who receive letter from us, you don't necessarily have to give us $10,000. Or you can do your $20, your $5, your $10. If you donate those money, it's going to be used for the intended purpose. We are asking you. We're collecting this money to take to New Jersey. One of our brother is bereaved, and he never asked us to raise fund because I know he don't like those things. But on behalf of the network and on behalf of his friends, we decided to do this thing. And to when we go there to pay tribute, at least to just have some way of saying to the older pop, the older mom, who will be going back to other places, who came for the funeral service and want to pay their way, to buy their coffee, to buy their cola, just to pay tribute with something. And we started a campaign here on Tuesday. And today, I can safely say, and I can announce to the rest of you here, that we have generated just $1,000. $1,000. And initially, our point was we were looking at getting $1,000, but something else ran to my mind is like I'm overlooking the people who come up here to watch the show every time, who affiliate with the show every time. So we had to change our mind. Now we are targeting at least $3,000. We will be targeting $3,000. And we already have the first $1,000. We want to say to all of those who donated, to my sister Rose Anju, I want to say thank you so much for donating. I want to say to my dear brother, Mr. Morris Gua, thank you so much for donating. I want to say to Mr. and Mrs. Edwin and Leah Fokba, I want to say thank you people so much for donating to the cause. And I want to say to my beautiful sister who's celebrating her birthday today, Mrs. Precious Logan Samuels, I want to say thank you also for donating to this cause here. I want to say to our dynamic vice president, Mr. Richard Boya Jr. and his beautiful wife, my dear sister Wema Boya Mr. Jr. said, hey, go and put Jr. on you, Wema. Oh no, wow. You must get boy. My dear brother Richard Boya and his wife, Wema Boya, I want to say thank you so much for donating. To my sister Winter Snow, I want to say also to you, thank you so much for donating to this cause. And to my own Oma, Sis Isabella Nimba, I want to say thank you so much for donating to this cause as well. And to my dear sister, Patient Carter, and her family, I want to say thank you to Patient and James Carter for donating to this cause. I want to say to my brother, Mr. Jeremiah Sele, I want to say thank you for donating to this cause as well. And I want to say to my brother Ricky Gone, though you are also bereaved because I understand that Melvin is your cousin and you are able to donate to this cause. I want to say thank you so much to this cause. And the next person here, I cannot call the name because the person sent me text personally. They say they want to remain anonymous. So we will respect that. We can mention their name here, but this person did a very big donation as well. They say they want to remain anonymous. And I want to say thank you to you, the anonymous donor. You following the show. I think you know who I'm talking to, or you know yourself. I want to say hats up to you. I'm so proud of you. But just receiving a letter and you got touched, and obviously I saw the phone ringing, and we received what we received. Thank you so much. And to my dear brother and friend, Mr. J. Joshua K. Power Sr., I want to say thank you for your donation. Though you live in the Ohio belt, but you saw the need to come to the aid of someone who, and thank you for your donation. And to my own friend and brother, Mr. James Bala Kaba, I want to say thank you for your donation as well. Mr. Kaba donated today as he received the letter, and trust me, he was touched and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm sending my donation right away. I want to say thank you so much, my dear brother, James Bala Kaba, for your donation. And to my sister, Brittany Hadley, thank you so much, Brittany. I know you're now 100% in the Liberian community, but because you're married to a Liberian man and you make your donation as well, I want to say thank you so much for your donation. And I want to say to my sister, JJ Miranda, she's from Kenya. Thank you for your donation as well. You're not in the Liberian community, but when you received this letter and you responded very swiftly, and we are asking all of those in the Liberian community and outside the Liberian community who receive our letter, we are asking you to please make a minimum donation of any amount you have, $10, $5, $25, $30. We will appreciate, because we know this thing here, anybody can get to the point. Though Mr. Harris never asked us to do this, but we as friends to Mr. Harris, and we're going to pay tribute, and we know what it takes to have our mom and our dad and our old people sitting on a mat. We know what it takes to buy their cola. We know what it takes to do whatever. So we are asking all of you people who follow in the show and who also receive our letters today, if you can also just donate $10, $20, $50, $25, whatever you send to us, we will appreciate. We're going to recall your name, and we're going to come up here and announce all of those. And after everything, when we put the money in the envelope, we will put the names of people and their phone number, if possible, if you want it to be in there. But if you want to be like the person who, after like the today, and send a message and say, hey, I want to be anonymous, I want to be known. So I said, okay, we will respect that. But notwithstanding, we will tell Mr. Tito Harris, this person want to become an anonymous person, but until you know them, probably something might happen. So all of you who in the Liberian community who wanting to do more, we asking you, you can also chip in. Those of you who received the letter officially that we sent to you, we say thank you so much as well for accepting. A lot of people responded today with a very positive tone. They say they're going to get back to us early as tomorrow morning. Some people say they're going to see what it will do. But anyway, if you can give it, fine. If you can give it, God will stay be with you. But at this point, since Tuesday up to today, we have received $1,000, and we are just looking for the next $2,000 to make it $3,000. And we're going to be taking those $3,000 to New Jersey. So to all of you, we want to say thank you so much to Mr. Jeremiah Saleh, to the rest of the crew who donated so much to this cause. We want to say thank you so much. Our hearts are up to you. We already know at this point, but with all you, this will not work. And because you are here, this is going to work. So we want to say, listen, one is down, we got two to go. We got $1,000 down, we got $2 more $1,000 to go. So it's easy. Your 5 plus my 5, that's 10. Another person 5, that's 15. Another person 20, that's 35 or 45 or 55. So we'll be going like that, small. Before you realize it, we have hit another $1,000. You alone cannot do all. I know some people want to do bigger ones. Like today, somebody called me. Somebody was doing a little. How the fucking call is that? In the church, I can say widow might. I think something like that. Yeah. So the person was doing a little widow might. The person said, "Hey." Before the person even did that widow might, the person called. The person said, "Listen, I just call you to say something." I said, "What? You know when you go on the show and be telling people say the other person get $5, the other person get $10, the other person get $25. You know we don't want to do our late $10. You embarrassing." Oh, I said, okay. But I said, please don't announce the figure. If you can call the name, we appreciate it. But when you're announcing the figure, now you're making us scared to send it $10, $20, and because We believe they $20, $10, and some other where our hand they can reach. I said no problem. So the $10, the $5, the $15, whatever you can donate, we will appreciate. We will appreciate. So we already hit 1,000. To go another 1,000 is pretty easy. All we got to do is to do 5, 10, 15. Another person put 20. Other person put 25. For you low, boom, we hit our mark. So we are appreciating everybody, everybody. I know sometimes right now the community already, when it comes to finances, we are hard pressed on that because a lot of people donating also on the other side for our dear brother and friend who passed, Melvin. And I know what it takes right now. So those of you who already donating on us, I want to say thank you as well. And I see Mr. Savannah Spilly also, he's soliciting funds on the other side for Melvin. We want to say thank you for those of you who donating on the other side as well. And those of you who love to do $5 on the other side too. Yeah. You know, the other day we're talking about when God can you ask you what you did for your friend, man. So you better do it right now. Let God remember you. All right, all right, all right, all right. Thank you so much again for joining us. We ready do appreciate you guys, and we appreciate everyone who follow us here every time. And today we got a breaking news. We got a breaking news today that it was announced today that the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Mr. Joseph Yuma Boakai, will be announcing his running mate on the 28th. On the 28th of April, which is next week Friday. So those of you who've been waiting to see who the former vice president going to announce as his running mate, stand by. And I can rest assure you the 28th is not too far. And a few days from now, we will have the running mate to His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai. But that ticket, I can rest assure you that ticket going to be, I don't know what to say right now, but that ticket going to be the moment of his making or his breaking. So Ambassador Joseph Boakai decision on the 28th, because up to now, all of his supporters and his people. Thank you so much, my dear sister. All right. We will do other anonymous people there. Somebody sending their own money, but they said, I want to be anonymous. Trust me, we're going to keep you 100% anonymous. Thank you so much for your donation, and thank you so much as well. So those of you who want to do your donation, do it. If that $5 you want to put inside, put $5, $10, put $10. Your name will still be there. So when the what is song the Christian song they can say? When God comes, my name should be written on the book of life, and it will not matter how many dollars I donate. What will matter will be I donated to a cause. All right. So Mr. Joseph Yuma Boakai, Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai will be announcing his running mate on the 28th of April, and that's going to be on Friday, the 28th of April. And they, over the time we have been anticipating Mr. Boakai running mate to be Mr. Alexander Cummings or Yumli Kanga Lawrence. If possible, Mr. Hendren Petro Costa. But at this moment, we are all confused. What we thought has been the issue. It's not. It means now at this point, Mr. Boakai. Oh my God! Thank you so much to these anonymous donors. Thank you so much. I'm gonna record your name here, record a figure, so I should stay on track with that. Thank you so much. I put your salary. I know today we're looking for money and all for the water cost. So please, if you can do your donation, do your donation. Oh my God. Let me see something here. Oh, my sister Sarah. Sorry, I know send me the message to say that I already finished calling your name. But anyway, nobody know. Sorry, my sister. The next time I'm calling name, we will not call your name. Let me put it here, anonymous person. All right, we already get it on your name. We will not call your name on Tuesday because the whole thing will be ending on Tuesday. All the donation we're collecting, it ends on Tuesday. Period. Next Tuesday. So if you can do your donation now, do your donation now. All those I received the letters. If you want to do something, you can do it right now. Other than that, on Tuesday, we are not going to do any more collection. If you get your money, You send it to us, we're going to send it right back to you and tell you thank you. We have reached our stipulated time and we are not accepting donations anymore. So I can say this to you all. Tuesday, when will be on Tuesday? Tuesday going to be the 25th. On the 25th of April at 12 o'clock p.m. Let me say 12 o'clock a.m. Yes. So which will be on Wednesday, 12 o'clock a.m. We will not be accepting any more donation for what we're collecting this money for. Anybody who sent a donation on Wednesday, I can rest assure you, it's no disrespect to you, but we are not going to accept any more donation. We're going to send your money back to you and tell you thank you, please. But we have reached the stipulated time. We are collecting this donation. And if we reach our 3,000 mark, any money that come over the $3,000, we're going to send it back to you, please. So if you so if you reach it 3,000, if we reach the 3,000, my I'm going to send it back to you. So if you want to be part of the history making here, you can start sending in your money now, or you can start sending in your money before Tuesday. But if you don't want to be part of it, then send it after Tuesday. We're going to send it back to you. We can rest assured you for that. Because the reason I'm trying to avoid that is I don't want people sending money after the time we say the donation is over. Then people start carrying people in. Oh, but I tell the man say you're finished collecting the money. Then how can you take my money? And, oh, no. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Please. All right, let's talk about Mr. Joseph Imabaga first, and we'll go to our other topic. We got so many topics here. We got 3 letters. We got 3 letters here. We got one from Mr. Jeremiah Chia. We got one from President Julius Parker, and we got one from Mr. Sawinda Samba. Then we're going to go into the issue of Mr. Roland Akwe as well. So we got Joseph topic in here. The topic plenty. The topic plenty. So let's talk about the running mate to His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boaka. But first of all, before we reach that point, I want to say to my sister Mishigita Yan, she's following right now. Mishigita Yan, welcome. I want to say to my brother George Moritz G. Bibi, welcome. The King Ujo Doswa is also here. Mother Comfort Winning is also here. Mother, welcome. I want to say Titi Banks, welcome as well. I want to say to my brother Roland Keseli Yakwe, I'm glad you're here because we're going into your story as well. I want to say to my own cousin, Morris Johnson Freeman, welcome as well. I want to say to the scientist, Mr. Jeremiah Sele, welcome. And I want to say to my own darling baby, Brainy Alpha, welcome. And Winter Snow, and all of you who join us here for Sia Hilton, we want to say thank you for joining us today. It's a very great day. I can rest assure you. You can tell from my voice, you know I'm excited to be here today. All of you who are excited to be here, join me and let's have fun today. And let's talk about His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boaka first. Then we'll go into other topics on our discussion here today. So today we received a news and we followed one of the news in Liberia, and the spokesperson for the Joseph Boaka camp announced today that on Friday, April 28, 2023, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boaka will be announcing his running mate for this coming October election 2023. And I know. Right now, a lot of people don't know why I'm talking about this identical subject, because what matter is at this point, if Mr. Boakai made a mistake to behave like what happened in the previous election that brought His Excellency President George Manneh we had the power, it means Ambassador Boakai going to become a history. Because you all can recall that in the dying meeting, Ambassador Boakai picked up Senator Emmanuel Nunkwe as his running mate, and that was so detrimental to him because Emmanuel Nunkwe has his following, but it was just in Bon County. He was not widely known in the country, but he was the deputy speaker or speaker of the house at the time. So a lot of people say, "Oh, Emmanuel Nunkwe." But at this point, Ambassador Boakai will be announcing his running mate on the 28th of April, and at that running mate ceremony or whatever way they're going to have it, the Liberian people, they are expecting two things right now at this point. One, Ambassador Boakai, they are anticipating that he should announce Senator Yomli Kaga Lawrence as his running mate. Because Senator Yomli Kaga Lawrence, she has her own following from the Bassa Belt, one, and two, the female solidarity might work in her favor too. Because they will say, oh, because a woman, women might say, well, we'll follow our friend woman. Then Bassa people, and you know, Bassa people too, they are the second largest population in the country because they're from 4 counties. They're from Grand Bassa, Riverside, Masorado, and Magibi. So if you can grab the Bassa people, trust me, you have a huge chunk. You have a huge chunk of the voting population. Remember them. The other day, just on Tuesday, we announced the population of people who has registered to vote already. Now, if Ambassador Bwaga made a mistake not to take Yobli Kaga Lawrence, he also have another option that the Liberian people right now they are craving for. And that option is who? The standard bearer of the Alternative National Congress, Mr. Arizona Cummings. If Mr. Bwaga made a mistake, do not take Yobli Kaga Lawrence and do not take Mr. Arizona Cummings, it is over. It is over. If those of you who thinking that because Prince Johnson party can tear in the election or whatever, so Jeremiah Kuhn will be your goofy, you'll be wasting your time. Jeremiah Kuhn cannot pull the numbers. And when you look at Nima County currently, that county is totally divided. CDC have infiltrated so to the point where if you decide to conduct an election in that area right now, Jeremiah Kuhn cannot pull the numbers as Prince Johnson did in the past. And most time, people voted for Prince Johnson as an individual, just the judge we are today. If you take George we are from the CDC party and put another person on that party, CDC going to lose the election. The people are going to vote for George Weah. That's how the Liberian people vote. Even those are going to vote for Ambassador Bwaka, they're going to vote for Unity Party, most of them voting for Ambassador Bwaka. So if you take Prince Johnson from that party and put Jeremiah Kuhn and say Jeremiah Kuhn going as my running mate, we're going to get the NDR vote, trust me, you will not get those votes. And Ambassador Bwaka, at this point, the decision making now at this point, Ambassador Bwaka is ready in a real deep water. The Congo can say you're in a deep mess. Because Ambassador Bwaka really want to become president of Liberia, one thing I can say to him, bury your pride. Cultivate your emotions in my Joseph Silly voice. Call your man Cummings and say, my man, they think at the point we are reached now, and not about me and not about you, it's about Liberia. My picking. I already owe and I got experience. And the people will vote for me because I have the numbers. I know you've been around for some time. You know what it takes when it comes to the economy. You will help me in that direction, and I will help you how to navigate the presidency. So carry me in the one round that I want. After 6 years, we'll pull our hand around you. Your dream will come to reality. If Ambassador Bwaka don't do that, if Ambassador Bwaka make that mistake to not pick any of the 2 names that I called today, a presidential ambition is going to remain history. And mind you now, Ambassador Bwaka have just this election. After 2023, Ambassador Bwaka is out of the picture. He's out of the picture. He will not be having the strength and he will not be having the age in his favor to contest 2029 election. So those people who giving the paper wrong advices and telling him, oh, you are powerful, you got a number, and you can win with other person, you'll be wasting your time. The best thing the paper can do now with his people around him is to see how well to start coming around the opposition camp, to start pulling the votes from the ANC and start talking about Mr. Cummings, how do we find a possible merger? And at this point, what I heard from what his name said, Twer today, Amos Twer, if Ambassador Bwaka there made a mistake, not to pick Cummings or pick Yomli Kaga Lawrence, it's over. It's over. And if Mr. Bwaka, because from this point, I can clearly say to you now that Mr. Bwaka is looking in the direction of Madam Lawrence or Senator Lawrence. Because if Mr. Bwaka was looking in the direction of Mr. Arizona Cummings, but them, they should be sitting on a negotiation table to be talking about how can we come together to either make the CPP stronger, or how do we come together and have a coalition? because Mr. Comey would not just walk to Mr. Bwaka as vice president. So which party do Mr. Comey represent in that case? So they will not agree to do that. Mr. Comey pride is so high as well. So because Mr. Comey will not do that, it means Mr. Bwaka is not going in that direction right now. Mr. Bwaka might be looking at Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, and I can rest assure you, if my prediction is right, come on the 28th, Mr. Bwaka will be announcing Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence as his running mate come October 2023. So those of you who still waiting to know who Mr. Bwaka running mate gonna be, trust me, get some more time right now and let's chill. So now let's go back to the other one again. If Mr. Bwaka announces running mate, he picked Senator Lawrence. Yeah, the Laprempo might vote for Senator Lawrence. The Bassa poll might say, well, our Bassa sister. The Liberty Party is a huge factor in this thing. And I believe if Mr. Bwaka do not reach to the point to have this thing solved between he and Mr. Edizana Cummings, I believe in the second round, if he ever make it to the second round, that's where will lead to his downfall. They're breaking the way of the opposition. They're breaking the way of the ANC, saying that because Mr. Bwaka and his people, they never supported them and they are always a local headed and they will not support Mr. Bwaka. That will lead to Mr. Bwaka downfall because at this point, Mr. Bwaka is the one with the wisdom in the room. Mr. Bwaka is the one who can say to Mr. Comey, at this point, my picking, even though we're not going together, but let's sign this agreement that whoever make it to the second round, the other person will support this other person. And at this point, you're not seeing Mr. Bwaka having no kind of conversations. You're not seeing Mr. Comey having no kind of conversations. So what do you think is going to happen in the second round? Do you think ANC people would just walk like cut head chicken to go vote for Unity Party people? It's not possible. It's not possible. And do you think the breakaway Liberty parties that came from the Yoblinkaga side to the Musa Belite side, do you think they're going to vote for Mr. Bwaka if Mr. Bwaka makes it to the second round? It's not possible. So for Mr. Bwaka to win this election as he claimed to be a unifier, it means Mr. Bwaka have to put all his people together. Mr. Bwaka have to say to himself, at this point, I'm the older one in this room, and I got more to lose in this election. Because Mr. Cummings, 2023, he can still go back 2029. He got age in your favor. But Mr. Bwaka, after 2023, he can't go back. He can't go back. No, Comey can still go back, Mr. Jeremiah Saleh. Comey can still run in 2029. At least Comey still have a shot. Comey still have a possibility because he stay in the race. The only reason why you will be successful is because you can get up from bed. It means going forget about you, yeah. But Mr. Bwaka, after 2023, he not running again. The energy, he don't have it. Age is not in his favor anymore. And trust me. So now it's time for Mr. Bwaka to cut the shot. It's time for Mr. Bwaka to call Mr. Cummings and say, listen, my man, let's talk. Even if we can't go together, let's do the thing in a way where whoever makes it to the second round, you will get the support of your friend. So that would be the best way to have these things going. If for any reason Mr. Bwaka ever thought in that direction, trust me, that would be a beautiful thing to see if Mr. Bwaka make it to the second round or Mr. Cummings make it to the second round. But if Mr. Bwaka remain that his people, they are in majority, Mr. Seda, in fly. I can send you send you the link if you want. Yeah. If Mr. Bwaka believe that his people, they are in majority, then trust me. Trust me. Because at this point, if Mr. Bwaka do not pull himself together, I am scared. I am scared. I am scared. So those of you who supporting Mr. Cummings too, now Mr. Cummings have to understand few things. That after the 2023 election, if Mr. Comey is not successful to make it to the third place in Liberia, it means 2029, going to the election, it's going to be a serious waste of time. Because if you cannot do it now, you cannot achieve even third place in our Liberian body politics after 3 successive attempts. It means Mr. Comey don't need to be in the race anymore. We need Mr. Comey need to just find another young, energetic person and support that person. Yep. Because at this point in time, Mr. Cummings should be saying to Mr. Boaka, or Mr. Boaka should be saying to Mr. Cummings, my picking, this thing here, Joey and his people there, they've been in power for some time. And we now are coming as the opposition, we need to unite. We need to stop being divided. I know the opposition made a mistake, but that disintegration of the CPP, they have all their thing to make the CPP to be more formidable and strengthen the CPP at the time. But, you know, how power can treat people. Everybody got power drunk. Their ego was so high that no one could agree to submit to their friend. Everybody point was, oh yeah, I don't want everybody like, I don't want the person like Mr. Boaga looking at his number from 2005 election and forgetting to know that the Liberian people, they are not guinea pigs. Now every election, they will just be waiting and say, yeah, since last year, we voted for you and we know you had a number, the number will still be waiting for you. It don't work that way. Cummings got his people. Mr. Gongolo, the man with the broom. The man with the broom right now, he not reduced some of common people, he not reduced some Mr. Boaga people. He even have reduced some of Boaga and George Weah people. So, George Weah and Mr. Cummings and the man with the broom, they will share the voters. And even Mr. Jeremiah Kuhn, if Mr. Jeremiah Kuhn do not make it on his own, he will also pick up his own people. So now, what I'm seeing here, if the United Party people, because I know that what happened to the United Party people, they let us count number. They stay acting stubborn, they believe that, oh, we get a number. And in fact, we don't need nobody. Let me tell you, if United Party dare made a mistake to decide to go to the election here, we're all going to Mr. Cummings or the opposition to talk to them. They will beat Mr. Boaka, and that beating, the defeat he will receive. You ain't be careful. That defeat will carry paper soon. Because CDC at this point, George Weah, Mr. Weah, is willing at this point. He controls the central bank. And thank God my brother Jojo following here. And Jojo know what it takes for the president to send one letter to that central bank, to the central bank governor that he's appointed. The man send a letter to an appointee and say, my man, I'm about to start my campaign. So the thing that in the reserve, give us some. And see Jojo as the central bank governor say, oh, the prayer and I give you some. Then you go post on a stupid law like that and say, in fact, Jojo, according to the 10-year agreement you get, within the 10-year agreement, you're the president get a right of veto. Before you load out serial law, if you tell a lie, go to LACC and go ask question today, what is happening there? Yes, Mr. Jivan Smith, I'm saying it. Mr. Boaka do not have the number that he had in 2005. So the number have reduced significantly. The number that Mr. Boaka had before, it was just out of sympathy after Madam Sally downplayed him. Oh, everybody, all the sympathy. Oh, what a more beer to the papi man. They man, when were you 12 years? How you beer to the men a day? Now, that number have reduced to the point where it not like before. If it was like before, when Mr. Boaka came from the hospital and he went to the Unity Party headquarters to unveil himself for the first time after his illness went viral in the country, you're going to see the numbers. You are going to see the turnout. But it showed to you that the Liberian people at this time, they are divided. Here, much they don't want Jowea, they also do not want a repeat of the Unity Party government. And the only reason you saw today, Senator Darrell DeLong, and Senator Yomni Kaka Lawrence today, they can call themselves senators, that because of the CPP. It was the opposition collaboration that brought Senator Lawrence and Senator Dillon. And Senator Dillon is a product of that opposition unity. I'm so disappointed to see Senator Dillon, who is a product of that unity from the opposition, is also playing a lackadaisical role. He should have been one of those who's supposed to say to the opposition, they think here, you're joking with, I tested it, and I know it can work. Because Senator Dillon ran on his own before. How much vote you got? Less than 100,000 votes. Less than even 20,000 votes. In this Maserado, Senator Dillon won the ruling CDC, Georgia Party, against the ATM machine. Thomas Fowler. You think who expected in 2022 or 2021 Georgia Party will lose to Senator Dillon? So Senator Dillon tested the opposition. And he know the power of the opposition. So while Senator Dillon will sit down and allow the other people there, and they say down there and they allow the opposition to go down. Let me tell Senator Dillon today if you know. You see Jeremiah City? Jeremiah City get a few months from now to have a doctorate degree. And Jeremiah said, oh, his doctorate degree, not coming back to Liberia to can say he coming to JFK. You use it rare in America, yeah. So, Jeremiah said they can still drop him down again, maybe. I will bring on laughing. So, whoever win, Jeremiah will not be hungry. Jeremiah children will go to school. Jeremiah is in a society where the society can provide for you. And now we have reached the point that we believe that Mr. Edisana Cummings know about the economy. Mr. Boaka know about the Liberian people attitude, the tenure around the Liberian people. So we're holding the people from uniting. Mr. Jiva Smith, I put in the link in there because Jeremiah coming to Unity Party to you. Can't opposition to you. Jeremiah, go ahead. What's stopping the people from forming this collaboration? Jojo join the conversation too because it's a easy conversation. Jojo, I'm sending you the link. Jeremiah, go ahead. What's stopping the people from forming this thing?
Are you getting me clearly?
We are hearing you very clear.
All right. Again, thank you for coming. For allowing me to come on. I'll be here shortly. But the ticket to rescue Liberia right now is the ticket of GMB with the Unity Party. Several reasons. The collaboration cannot hold when you have people who do not understand the dynamics and dialectics of our progressive politics in Liberia.
So what are those? What the person need to do before they can understand that?
ANC, let me tell you, the Liberian political atmosphere, right, is based on the ideology of the people and how you can be able to infiltrate the ranks. Now, with ANC, I always tell people ANC is a pro-Western parties, Liberian who have stayed in the Western, we have a lot of Western hangover, which is stay in the Western environment for long, that want to change. But to enact that change, it means that the people that are on the ground that have been marginalized, that are used to basically the normal operandities of how our politics work, you have to be able to change your mindset. And to change that mindset means you have to speak the language that they understand. Because you can only make changes when you are within, not when you're outside. That's the reason why since Cummings came to the political spotlight, it has been for 6 years. His following and his capacity and his membership has now expanded all over Liberia. And for Unity Party, we have people, despite Joe and B, other circumstances that we will not say public, but we have people that can carry the language, that can speak the language that the people will hear. And that's the reason why you see that when you see it, there's an Cummings going from all the little villages and everywhere, his numbers are not increasing. But likewise, when you go to the Unity Party, you only need few guys to get out there to say something, and then it gets spun. Now, one thing people don't understand is that in Liberian politics, you see, when you comes to the masses, the battle cry, the battle cry. Those that sing the battle cry, the gatekeeper, the guys that go to the trenches. They speak in tone. ANC do not understand our political language yet, and that's why they've been struggling to really be part of the puzzles that will bring the change. Now, the easier way is for Alexander Cummings and his people to be indoctrinated, and that we can only happen through the Joseph Iman Breaker, which is coming close to the presidency is through the Joseph Breaker. Now, my comment I made that if Alexander Cummings tries to if because I know the I can tell you it's a one round victory.
True.
But I can tell you that Unity Party and CDC going to go to the second round.
Okay.
And that second one going to be very critical in our political arena. And how it's going to be critical is where few people switch. So where will the BDT faction of the Labour Party switch, and where will as an upcoming switch will be a huge difference.
True.
In the decision making. Now, the reason I said when he tried it, it will hinder his political decision. I mean, it will affect him politically for presidency in Liberia. He will end up Broskin is when he goes against the Unity Party and make Weah a second-term president. If he and the BDT goes towards the Weah side against the Unity Party, and we had to lose that election, we are going to be torn in his skin.
No, but even if you become torn in his skin after he turned to the Weah side, Weah could just prepare him for 2029 because Weah will be out.
It's not as easy as you think. Let me tell you. CDC is a party that have engaged themselves into what we call political courtesan. CDC has their own way of politics. The way they design their politics in Liberia, they are the best, to me, if you ask me, the best political party in terms of mobilization and what propaganda is CDC.
Yeah.
Every CDC, even the ones in America and in Liberia, have one language. I don't know what Georgia gave them. So it is not coming endorsing Weah for second term. It's not a clear implication that Weah will hold a hand.
But it's possible though, because if you look at the CDC right now, CDC only have George Weah, and the only person they are preparing right now, and I see that person is not politically fit to lead the country, is Sir Joseph. More than that, they could tell Cummings, wait, Mr. Cummings, that second round here, get on the vote. We will see how we can wrap our hand around you, and Cummings will take a 360 in that direction.
That's why you're thinking, but there are other people in CDC that shoot the shot that you don't see forth. I will give you one name. Joao Taylor, CDC must say, okay, one for Joao Taylor to go. That's one. CDC must say, because one of the allies, one of the person that really work with them to do that operation is Edwin Mervyn Snow. There are a lot of people fighting for CDC to pull forward. There is no guarantee that it is not coming. And you got to know, CDC is a very tricky party. You can't trust them 100%.
It's true. But Cummings could make that decision and it worked in his direction. So,
okay. One thing I can tell you,
go ahead.
I can tell you, I will not cut you, I will let you learn. One thing I can tell you, it's easier to trust a Unity Party and a Breaker than to trust a CDC.
Why? Why you say so?
Why? Because look at the two people. Breaker is a statesman. He's a man of his word. Breaker don't like to be seen as a liar or a man without a good character or a man who have a statement.
So then what you make of people who say Weah is a fast crook, but Breaker is a slow crook? Those people
is their opinion.
Okay.
But Weah is a fast crook. I will agree, but I would disagree with Breaker because I would disagree with that when it comes to Breaker because this is why. A slow crook has served for 40 years, almost 40 years. And you have never seen Breaker biggest thing with he work with these people, he don't resemble. Nobody will tell you that Breaker corrupt or stolen any government funds. Now the fast crook
of late few days ago, they have this publication in the front page Africa about Breaker relative complaining that he sent money for Breaker to buy his land. Breaker bought the land and put the document in his own name.
What I can tell you is from since last elections to now, all those things that sedition propaganda, I tell you, they are good at propaganda machinery. They are very good at that. They can orchestrate anything. Sedition can do that. So those information are not factual. I'm telling you, those information are not factual. We know this. See, we the Daha or Unity partisan, we know the problem with our senior brother that we cannot expose. But one thing I can tell you is that Cummings will hinder his political progress if he ever go against the Unity Party. Because Unity Party, as much as what you want, or you want me to read that?
No, somebody asking you the question here. The policy charity begins at home and ends abroad. What did Joseph Boaga do for Liberia and most importantly for Lofa County when he and Ellen were in control for 12 years?
Okay. To answer that question is very easy. But the way the person asked the question, the person should have made a clarity of which of our vice presidents have been proficient to make very sensitive decisions, national decisions. If that is the case, the sitting vice president of the CDC is also complaining. His recent election, they start giving her the spotlight. But I can tell you a couple of things that they have done for Lofa County.
Okay.
During the Unity Party term,
Mr. Kerry, why are you there, man? Talking about Mr. Cummings here. You can come. I can send the link right now. Go ahead.
Now, during the Unity Party administration, we were considered as the breadbasket of the Republic of Liberia. Agriculture was gloomy. Agriculture was at a high peak in Lofa County.
Yeah.
People were doing both industrial, individual farmings.
Okay.
That's one thing. Under the leadership of Joseph Boaga, Lofa County has been more united than ever before.
You're talking about way now.
I mean, the Lofians, before the war were divided.
So you're talking about way back when Lanko was Lanko, supposed to be washing car with beer.
Exactly.
The person asking for just a 2 years, and Pastor Boaga said on Malayaning.
That's what I'm saying. Because after the war, we're separated on tribal lands.
Okay.
The Mandingos had issues with living stability in Lofa. The Bandis and the Lofians, the only people that were very, very close were the Lofians and the Kisi because we call them uncles. Joseph Boaga had brought unification to that party. It is through the instrumentality of people, Joseph Boaga, that you see people like Koji today can stay in Lofa County and raise flag, and you can see nobody battle him because of political land. Because look, the Pape have a language. He tell us, look, because they are on the other side doesn't mean we are not brothers. Lofians are very united. We are very cultural oriented because of Joseph Boaga. And the man has symbolically tell the Republic of Liberia that we are peaceful people. The people from Lofa County, they don't like chaos. They are very peaceful. Even educating them, they are peaceful. So with all of these little puzzles, one of the things we always believe in infrastructure. But what keeps infrastructure is unity. Is unity. With the political divide, if Joseph Boaga was not mature enough, there will be a lot of chaos under the CDC government in Lofa County. What happened to the former defense minister? If Boaga was not going to make a sound logical decision, Lofa could have gone against the national government.
But just quite recently, the senatorial race, Lofa fell to the ruling CDC.
No.
What happened?
I told you, listen, what CDC, the CDC did not put a candidate.
Okay.
So the candidate went independent. CDC used their financial support behind that candidate. They used their logistical support behind that candidate they can't clinch victory by themselves. CDC can say our party endorsed the person, you go to Lofa County, you win. I'm telling you, with all of the money they have. So they just have to support a candidate from the back and say, oh, we support the candidate. All that thing I put the canary. Boaga cannot be allowed in Lofa County and CDC put a candidate. But what I don't want for Alexander Cummings to do is that I don't want him to spoil his opportunity to become president of the Republic of Liberia. Because as much as we Unity Party people, we are very calm. We can have we have an intellectual force. Now, if we decide to hinder the political arena and put a stigma to Alexander Cummings, that would be the end of his presidential.
That's why you're saying. That's why you're saying, because currently, Mr. Robert C. Kerry asked this question after Joseph Yuma Bwaka. Who you people have?
You see the question, that question, let me tell you, there are several people. Okay, did you hear about the new guy, Moruba, the young guy that served on the early?
Who Moruba?
Eh?
Which department, which ministry or agency he
No,
served?
he's running for president. I don't want to gain some
yeah.
Okay.
I think he from
Lofa.
yeah.
Yes, and Becca is his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
He's running. What am I saying this? We had a propensity to bring all those people along. Joseph Becca is the front face. Doesn't mean that when he leaves, then we collapse. There are other young people that are emancipating within a party.
Yeah, but I guess something they got name recognition in politics. Because after Braga leave the scene, George Weah leave the scene, the only name you hear ringing for now will be Cummings or Costa.
That's what you think.
Or
that's what
Joel.
you think.
But
that's what you think.
That's why we all know.
No, that's why we know, because that's what we think. When my brother, 6 years, 6 years from now, from 2023, it's enough for somebody to rise to the occasion.
They except that person is a celebrity, though. Except that person is a philanthropy donating here. The only person I thought that were making their way through the political landscape with,
let me ask you one question.
With a lot of cash, it was Stanton Waterspoon. But after Stanton Waterspoon case, I don't see anybody who doing that. Go ahead.
Politics is not only based on popularity, it's based on strategic planning. You're a politician, you know that. The reason I'm saying that is that during the first round in 2005, Labrio's election, during the first round, do you know Cummings? The result of Cummings? It was second when Cummings came, right?
Yeah, yes.
All of his money. Where he came in the spotlight, just gone elections. People will always come in the spotlight. You cannot erase people emancipating from anywhere. There are Librarians all over the world are doing well.
It's true.
But they are not ready to engage in the politics that Cummings did. So, 6 years from now, somebody may come out, even be more harder figure than Cummings. Now, what will get Cummings?
Thank you, Franklin Murray, Harry Moruba Jr. Thank you for that.
Thank you. What can get Cummings a chance is that when he play his politics very smartly, into the other gay, anyway. he needs to play his politics very smartly. That is, he needs to be in the middle of everything, but knows how to conduct. Because after CDC regime, after Joria, CDC cannot put anybody or even the person have injured wing and Labren take that person. Because their boy will have damaged the country that nobody will trust them.
But my point here is, though I'm just trying to put a devil advocate. Some of you saying here, George Weah is damaging the country. George Weah is the worst since Liberia came to being. But a whole lot of people who support George Weah say George Weah is doing pretty good. Even some other people who do not support George Weah. They said 12 years on a Madam Sally, we never had a 4-lane to go to Rawat International Airport. Road that he has paved today, other government who came successive government haven't done anything of such. I think I got a comment here from one of the brothers who following here. He said, I'm not a George Weah fan, but my principles of truthfulness can boldly say that George Weah have done more than all of his predecessors put together, starting from Joseph Jenkins Robert. So imagine this.
That person is entitled to the opinion, but that opinion is has a lot of fallacies. There is no iota of truth in that.
Okay, let's go.
How can you tell me that Joria, they were all of his predecessors? On the chancellor of government, when we had war, the level of inflation that we experienced under we had government, we never experienced that. Under we had government, we even suffering from stagflation. If I tell you individually, look at your cash app or look at your send wave and see how much money we send to Liberia. Under this government, the people that run this country, they are very insensitive to the plight of the Liberian people. Here's the reason why. When you elect a novice to power, it takes them almost 4-5 years to even understand what governance is.
Okay.
We are struggling from the beginning. We has government officials sanctioned before he could even checkmate himself. Now, you talking about his predecessor. Let's talk about his immediate predecessor, Ellen Johnson.
True.
If you compare Joria to Ellen in terms of governance, in terms of policy making, in terms of institutional structure, the You are doing harm to the political discourse. There's a reason why.
Mhm.
When Eddie came to power, Liberia had just come from the war. To transition a country and unify a country that comes from war immediately
Mhm.
and have a peaceful and stable government
Mhm.
where people were taking salaries, people were taking pay
Mhm.
on time. We have almost 300 plus million in the national covers.
Mhm.
Civil salary were paid on time. Peace and stability were maintained. Liberia maintained its geopolitical integrity on the international stage.
It's true, but a lot of people still have issue with Mr. Boaka. He can identify with all the good things of the 12 years of the early regime, but failed to identify with the bad ones. So what do you make of that?
Look, so when I buy, I can't tell you if they are buy.
Oh.
No, I'm asking you a question because for the politician, he always has to speak of his tangible. It is those that outside going to always identify his flaws. And
But people is
but listen now,
bleeding
Brecker was
Boaka.
honest to you. Brecker was honest to you. He said, look,
Mhm.
as much as we did good,
Mhm.
we squandered some resources.
It's true.
Let me explain of the resources, some of what Brecker was talking in the
But when,
meeting.
but when it comes to corruption, Ambassador Boaka wiped his hand from inside that. He was never part of it. And he was the second in authority.
Okay. He being the second in authority, most of the time you earn tax, you earn voter tax in the House of Senate.
Okay.
Most of the time, the president runs the affairs, and knowing that who Brecker was president to was very fluent to politics. She knows how to maneuver her way through the zigzag process of Liberian politics. Where Eddie Jones said, Eddie Jones is not somebody to be vice president to and sleep on. The woman is well inclined. So what I'm saying is, when the old man come to you and say we squander opportunity, he's saying the issue that happened to Naka with Robert City breaking down on Naka. Those are opportunities we squander as a government. Because you're not going to find any utopian government, you're not going to find any utopian leadership.
True.
But at the end of the day, what Ellen and the United Party did is on that legacy, the George Weah people are running around with fun. All of these road forms, 4-lane roads, 6-lane roads, even the RRA roads. Who brought those road forms? Who generated those road forms? It was United Party.
It's true.
Since CDC came to power, what the one investment that ever comes to Liberia?
No,
People are out of jobs. You homogenize the government economy. How can you take somebody from $1,000 to $300? You take it pure $1,000 to $300. That economy is a backward economy. And you telling me that Georgia did well than all his predecessor?
Yes. The person said that. And not only the person, I see other people who following here saying the same.
It's illusional because seditions are like that.
So let's just face it now. Boaka was on Ellen for 12 years. Boaka has been around the political terrain for over 40 years. And what different you think Mr. Boaka bringing to the table with the new areas and whatever that is going on? If Mr. Boaka has been around the table for 40 good years and having made no significant change to the system, what now in his old age you think he can bring to the system? Because
when you talk about no significant change, that's a political mirage, bro. Let me tell you, these are guys who laid a basic for our generation to enjoy first of all, to enjoy what we call freedom of speech. To tell you that you can serve in government doesn't mean that you are a servant to yourself. You should steal. So these are common symbolic ideology that you don't look at. We think that Brecker should put 6 in Logan before he did something. He telling me that my service to government was to live out of my salary. Out of my salary, I don't want to take anything from government.
Okay.
Now, under Eddie Jones government, that
go ahead.
Like one, most of the how
all right, so go ahead.
Those funds were allocated regularly for the community disbursement for community development. That particular fund was removed by the CDC government. CDC are using that funds to do their own individualistic project. So we're not receiving funds anymore. So those are policies and those are procedures that were put in by the Unity Party government that these gangsters now are not taking out from there, and you guys don't want to agree to it. And let me tell you, seditions have polarized our political discourse to the extent that only rescue one. You ask me why he bringing experience matter. Let me give a scenario. A lot of ANC people will tell you, oh, Cummings worked in Western War, he was successful. Let me tell you, I don't want to use myself, but I will use you and other people as an example.
Yeah, go ahead.
Philip,
Do that.
if you work for the company, that company has structure. When you work in a structural environment and follow all of the normal operandies and work hard in the Western world, in America, it's easier for you to claim the ladder.
Okay.
It's easier as long as you're playing by the book and doing what is right. It's not like Liberia. We have a fragile economy. We have a fragile system. We have a disjointed or discombobulated system, which is disconnected. So the way you operate the Ministry of Finance is different. How somebody running this ministry, but the policies that govern those places through governance, they are not intertwined easily as compared to corporate America.
Okay.
So what is true that I respect Alexander Cummings for his level of excellence in the Western world, that is not a guarantee that he can become a good president like Liberia. There's the reason why. It is Donald Trump of the United States of America tried that. He's a successful businessman, been on here. But when he became president, from the business background, you saw what happened to America. You saw the level of divisions among the Americans. You saw what happening. We see what happening to him. So, as much as you can work in certain environment.
So, do you think if Bwaka become president, Liberia will get united? Liberian people will just come together? Do you think that way? Because Bwaka had a pretty easy test with the CPP under his administration. The CPP got disintegrated. So, what's the guarantee?
No, you got to understand. Okay, let's understand the step and the basics to which the CPP collapsed.
Tell me about that. Let's go.
It's not a one man ideology, right? It was structural in a way. Two things: consensus or vote. Two things. Documents have been put into place. What we know is that consensus was one, voting was one. Consensus was the preliminary one. Now, Cummings start to undermine, the ANC as a whole, they start to undermine the progress. People say Cummings, they will. Let me tell you, my brother, when we found out the IYMA, right? The level of enthusiasm, I will give you that example.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
I will use the same political rhetoric, the question you're asking back to you.
Okay,
the level of enthusiasm at that time for us to have our MA was good, right? But when you came there and restructure our MA to your own way, because you wanted it to be more profound and structured, during the elections, other people say you damaged our MA. That was their opinion, whether it's true or not. But you had your own ideology to pour forward. That what happened.
It's true.
When Cummings was the first to head the CPP, he had a fundamental support because at that time the opposition was strong and we was buying condominiums and stuff. So the anxiety and the jubilance, the people were jubilant to support Alexander Cummings, and that's how he was successful. But then, when they won, Dara Dolon won few seats, everybody started having big heads.
Yeah.
So then there's small issues start happening within the party. Small issues start happening within the party with the CPP. But then when it gets to Joseph Brecker, according to reliable source, as an in-hall Unity partisan, our papa tried to settle the issue with Alexander Cummings. For every time we call Alexander Cummings, he said he traveling.
Oh my God! You have a question throwing you off.
When he said, I didn't read your question yet.
Young Voluda said, what JB have been doing for 42 years plus in government? what have been holding him back to put the structure you're talking about in place?
That's the structure in which you see Arizona Cummings today is coming to be part of our body politics. Yeah. We create an atmosphere where people can come in from anywhere. Back then, it was not an easy thing for people that is now coming to just go to places, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that we create a level playing field. Let me just say it short.
People say that credit should be given to the progressive, though, because that's the progressive that fought for
that. But
that.
who told you Brecker is not a progressive?
Okay.
He's a quiet progressive. People who know Brecker will tell you he's a quiet progressive.
So you agree? So I mean, we have the fast crook, we have the slow crook. So you got to decide which crook to go with.
Exactly. You know, I mean, let me tell you. You see, for my brother Yan, it's a fun question. But you see, Yan has been a little bit confused.
Okay. Yan, the man ready for you. Let me say the lingo. You know, Yan was
then you can. We can talk the thing. The thing is, I don't even know where Yan is. Yan was a former United Party. And then when coming join the way, instead of coming now, he's flying with Gonglo.
Oh, Yan with Gonglo, you sure?
His reportage is small.
Okay.
So Yan is not stable.
Huh? Yan?
So when you're asking this kind of question, you should know that it is the benefit of us having a level playing field. There's people that come in, the integrity. Let me tell you, in our politics, Logan, integrity matters. Most of our real politicians flip from one party to another. Integrity will build institution. Without integrity, we cannot build institution. That's why some of us have been with United Party from the day we were born. We stay with United Party. And we can't be in the party collapse. My brother, we will go back because of United Party to make sure we continue to lead our people forward. We have our people in all over the world, other part of the world, that are preparing to go back to bring a change.
United Party.
Yes.
So this United Party that you're talking about, do you think the Liberian people really want to bring United Party back to power? Do you really think so?
Yeah. Let me tell you, if you talk about two parties now, who you talking about, CDC or United Party?
No, the people only against low pity for Joseph Boaka is not United Party. When you speak to most people you speak to, they are supporting Boaka, but I'm not supporting.
When you call Pete, who the Senate Bureau for Labor?
But that's what I'm saying.
So the man was Senate Bureau. Then you say Pete.
Right now,
so you know that people have Pete. You know the people have Pete for Joey. Why he become president?
John, we have some celebrities. That's a style from that side. A lot of children follow him because he was a soccer player, and when he came to power, that's what I said to somebody the other day. I say, I spoke to the former information minister. He and myself were on the phone for long, and we had a conversation. And I told him, I said, listen, I knew Joe, we are going to become president one day. He said, why? I said, because from the very time, George, we are enter our political landscape, the dynamic of politics, of politicking change. Because people are not after how many books you know anymore, and who you know. People were most about thinking about his popularity because he used to play soccer, or the young people gravitated to him. So looking at Boaka and Cummings, they are the typical politicians. I can say to you today, if Boaka do not allow Cummings to pledge his support to him, 2023 election, they will beat Ambassador Boaka. Nobody will recognize the papi. Ambassador Boaka right now, if you not take Cummings as his running mate, the option for him is to have a dialogue with Mr. Cummings and say whoever goes to the second round, the other party is going to support. If he just decide to say we'll go on our own and we have the number, I'm sorry for that papi, brother. Trust me.
Let me tell you the biggest political surprise that will happen in that political dispensation that what can happen. You know, let me tell you why. You remember the history of the history of 1847, where in the month of October it take a decade nothing happened, but it take a week or decade happen. That history is going to be repeated right here in October. In
you really think so?
1847, it took a decade, nothing happened. But it takes a week for a decade to happen. That's what will happen in our political dispensation in October. We are going to change the political dynamics. After we have officially announced to the general public our running mate
on the 28th.
Yeah, you will see how the campaign will go. The dynamic will switch. I'm telling you.
Let me tell you, Mr. Boaka running mate will determine if he will win. So on the 28th, when Mr. Boaka do not take the person who the Liberian people looking at currently, it's over.
So who you think we're looking at?
It's one, Yoblin Kanga Lauren, two, Edizana Cummings. Other than that, you take Kun, it's finished. You take whoever person is finished. It's over, kaput. Trust me.
We can't take Cummings.
That's what I said. The only option Mr. Boaka have is Cummings or Yoblin Kanga Lawrence. Period. Other than that, it's finished.
Do not. That's how you think, but that's not what's going to happen. I know that the person I'm going to pick or going to pick is the strategic pick. But I can tell you, regardless of the vice presidency, Joseph Boaka is going to rescue the Republic of Liberia.
Murray, state your disagreement. I was saying the link, Murray. Go ahead.
Who disagreeing? All the citizens disagreeing with me.
No, the man sedition. The man say the man a Boaka man. The man exactly. Saying disagree if I saying if Boaka do not take Yobli Kanga Lauren or Edizana Cummings.
Philip, at this point, it doesn't matter who Boaka said that brand people want Boaka to rescue the economy. I'm telling you, anybody, as long as we can take the message to the people. And the funny thing about the Liberian people, they are resolved because they are already getting the message through hardship. Okay. They've got the message through hardship. Who can change it now is the issue.
You read it?
Edizana Cummings has not, when you listen to Edizana Cummings speaking, sometimes I feel sorry for him. He's trying very hard, but he's not getting the audience. When you ask Edizana Cummings for common economic policies, he tell you we'll change the economy. Edizana Cummings don't tell you how, why, where, when. He does not give you the tracking of how he's going to do it.
So who been giving you that? You think Boaka been more explaining his policy compared to Cummings?
He has been explaining everywhere. Did you listen to the old man when the old man spoke to our party headquarters recently?
I think you are speaking to appease his base at the party headquarters, but it's not widely seen or heard. Because I remember I have followed Mr. Boaka press conferences. I can barely hear what he's saying.
But you followed the one we did at On Spoon. You saw the Senate paper appear with the biggest view.
It's true. But what's stopping him from appearing to on most of the platforms?
He's a strategic politician. He's not a coming that's running everywhere, going everywhere. We know
people need to hear from you.
People have been hearing from the old man. But you think when you see the old man on platform there, many people hearing from him, the messages have been disseminated, even seditions within the government. Even seditions within this government. They call us and tell us, though, even though working for this government, we vote for the old man. People in this government.
Mr. J. Joshua K. Powell saying they say JMB is a failed politician. He lacks the ability to make decisions and good judgment. That's why the CPP broke down. Jeremiah, don't waste your time. JMB is very hard to defend.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
How can a man be hard to defend, but a man is always an alternative to the government in every corner? Now, you see, for somebody like J. Joshua Powell, J. Joshua Powell has always been a regime stooge, or he carried the message for CDC. I've listened to this guy talking. This guy will give mis and disinformation about CDC. And that's what citizens do. They try to amplify themselves.
But Joshua Powell will be right, because if you found the opposition who's supposed to bring the opposition together,
let me tell you, how can you say a man? Let me tell you, how can a man be a failed politician, but he still a threat to your political discourse? What do you call fail? When Eddie Johnson lost elections to Charles Taylor, we saw it. She came back more from Mondaybo and she won.
But even Josh Weah, even God forbid, excuse Josh Weah lose the election, he will still be a formidable candidate, all true, or because he's half his base.
Fine, exactly. So we don't have a base?
So Joe Weah have a base. Joe Weah
so
base.
Are you saying we don't have a base? Yeah, when my phone die, I mean just make it. When my phone die, I will go charge it. Don't make me must I run away. Because I know you. My phone almost will die. Before you tell the general public, I swear I can't just run away. So my phone die, I will go charge it and come out on. Because y'all will tell the people, say, I swear I can't just go.
Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead. The man already sending a disclaimer.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Logan.
Why you talk the open table sound? Let people know we got two platforms on the show right now. Anyway, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Logan. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let me clear the air.
Uh-huh.
I have never been JMB and will never be JMB until JMB leave the planet. Never ever be JMB supporter until JMB leave this planet. And right now, I am not supporting Gonglo. This is it. I'm not supporting Gonglo. I have been Kumi's man, and I will continue to be Kumi's man until Kumi take the mantle of authority in Liberia.
Didier, can we answer your question?
Yeah. So let me clear that side. I have never been, and I will never be JMB. Never ever in my life, because JMB contributed to my childhood being marginalized in Liberia. He contributed immensely.
Oh my God! Oh my God! So, hold on, Mr. Folula, hold on.
It is not coming. Even contributed worse to that.
No, Jeremiah, wait, yeah. Until you come in with more fire, you got Jeremiah very uncomfortable right now. The way I see his position, yeah, I can't.
Look at the guy.
I can tell. Yeah, come on, fire. I heard that fire coming up, Jenna.
You know, JMB, where is the wisdom? Where is the so-called wisdom today that people boasting of? Where is the number that is cast in stone that people boasting of? Some people say JMB get a so-called number cast in stone. Why is it that they always talking about Kumis and JMB? That's a une ticket that can defeat Josh Weah. Why JMB cannot just take anybody to go saying he get the numbers behind here casting stone? Why he can't just take anybody to go and defeat Josh Weah? You see,
and
those people are confused. The JMB people are confused. They don't know what to tell the Liberian people. All they coming away is experience. The experience, there is no track record for the experience for us to see. When we ask them, your point at one of the things that JMB have done that have been, that experience has shown in that, you show it to us. They can't show nothing. They will never show nothing. JMB as a Senate, as a president of the Senate, his own supporter today, or Costa vividly said, as a president of the Senate, I can say in that video, as a president of the Senate, he sat right there, he signed all the bogus concession that today our minerals have been extracted from Liberia, and today other people are enjoying from that. So JMB got his cut. JMB got his cut from all the bogus.
Jeremiah, come in. Yeah, you got 10 more seconds.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for protecting me. JMB sorry, but yet he came out to tell us that he was parked in a garage, so he was tired. JMB was giving the first time in his whole life, he was giving the front row seat in CPP to control the CPP. Yet JMB did not show no leadership. There is absolutely no leadership that JMB showed there. He went then he went and testified against his own CPP members in court. The lawsuit against him today, we're waiting. Saying in law to testify. We'll see the few days he get a land lawsuit against him. We'll see if he will go testify against himself, because the man love to testify in court.
Why you hear that?
So JMB, I would look. If there is no ballot in Liberia, I would prefer John Weah to stay there than JMB, because JMB will be worse for Liberia than Josh Weah that we're speaking of today. I will tell you that.
Jeremiah coming.
Yeah,
so before you come in, let me ask Jan. Jeremiah saying that JMB will win this 2023 election. Who do you think going to win this election?
This election, if opposition do not unite, if opposition don't
now you're talking about opposition unity again.
If opposition don't unite, I am telling you, it's a done deal for Josh Weah.
So why not Mr. Cummings winning this election?
Mr. Cummings have the chance to win the election. He have the chance. But JMB people should not come up here and blindfold people. I heard the former frustrated minister on Spoon Talk today, very frustrated because he acting on emotion. Because the way he was taking out of his position, when you speaking, you can see the frustration out of his voice. He said the people are jubilating in Morovia, but they can't show any jubilation sound of any jubilation in Morovia today, because JMB have set and will be announcing his VP pick on the 28th. So the people are energized and jubilating today. JMB is not a leader. First of all, Costa and Ure controlling JMB, send JMB to over the United Party. United Party is divided. Costa and Ure are the one that controlling United Party today.
Yeah.
When Ure says something, JMB has to go by it. Look, if JMB don't pick Costa on the 28th, you will see what Ure will do to them.
All right, Jeremiah. So you did, Jeremiah. Before you come in, Jeremiah, you have a question right here from your brother J. Joshua K. Power Sr. And Joshua K. Power actually Joshua K. Power saying this. He said JMB is part of today's problem in Liberia. So my friend Joshua is trying to fix what JMB and the rest of the other people spoiled over the years. So if you come out, you got something here. So since Jeremiah is not here, we're gonna leave JMB smart. Let's talk about Mr. Cummings. What are Mr. Cummings' chances of winning this election? Do you think he have the number? Because some people still believe Mr. Cummings is 5%, some people say 7%, some people say 10%. How many percent?
That's their opinion. That's their opinion. Mr. Cummings have right now, as we speak, as we are moving toward October 10 gradually, as we speak, I would say hypothetically, Mr. Cummings have like 65% of winning this election on the second round level. There's nobody going to win the first round. There's nobody going to win the first round.
Yeah, like you got Melasi too.
Mr. Cummings going to go second round to Josh Weah. Yeah, Mr. Cummings going to go. Mr. Cummings going to go second to Josh Weah. Mr. Cummings going to go for second round to Josh Weah. Just forget about JMB. JMB seems that JMB go ask Vanny Sherman what happened to Vanny Sherman in 2005.
But yeah, in all fairness, even me that sitting here, I get no political party, but all when you talk, say you tell me you get Zazankawa on your side and you get 65%.
What Zazankawa a miracle man?
Yeah, because Zazankawa will make people are going to vote. It just made everybody email loaded and the Zazankawa image. So anybody can tell the Zazankawa.
No, Ellis Cummings gets silent voters. That want
those silent voters.
Yeah,
because listen,
people don't know.
Just shortly before you come in, I have talked to some of the people around when some people feel Mr. Cummings supporters, they are arrogant, they feel they have money, they feel they are educated, they feel they are all to A, and because of that, some people don't want to identify with Mr. Cummings. What do you make of that?
You know, that's the Liberian mentality. Look at the Liberian mentality in our community before you even go outside of our community, right? That's a Liberian mentality. Whenever you offer the truth and you say the truth direct and you not sugarcoat what you mean and you stand by your word and say this is what I believe in and this is what I think is good, and when you stand by it, they say you arrogant, they say you rude, they say you feel you the only person in the room. You see it? That's what Mr. Cummings believes in. Coming from a successful business arena, Mr. Cummings manage over a company in all 200 countries around the world. Company. Guess what? Mr. Cummings was vice president for Coca-Cola Global. Coca-Cola Global, that means it's everywhere around the world. All the countries in the world. Mr. Cummings managed the company and he was successful. And there is no scanners that come from out of there. People may say, oh, you don't have a government experience, you get a corporate experience. Who was he managing? You were not managing people and what? Government officials, what are they what are they managing? Are they not managing the resources and the people in the country? So when people are talking that you don't have a government experience, they may have a people experience. Anybody who have a people skills, you can be a leader. And Cummings does have a people skills. Go learn about people skills, Mr. Jeremiah said it. If you have a people skills, I'm speaking to you as a student or psychologist. If you have a people skill, if you can relate to people and influence people, you are definitely a leader. A president was not born. A politician was not born. You see that? So JMB being in the country for 42 years, all the boast of his experience. Where is the experience? What some of the system, the dismantle system that you're speaking on today, what what is JMB track record that he have defended this system today? That okay, this system is, JMB, there's JMB track record. He stood for this system, and this system was it was beneficial to the people of Liberia. Joe Biden today, we can speak of that. When the South African apartheid was going on, Joe Biden is on record for that. Joe Biden stood off, and there was a bill that passed in the House today that make a difference in the apartheid regime. Today, where is JMB? Where is JMB on a track record? Why JMB supporter cannot show at least just a piece of it? Just see it. They all believe in it. Look, gone are those days. Gone are those days. Like people will just come and talk. Look, JMB will be chairman last. JMB will be chairman last. They coming. If he will even survive after he have picked, if he don't pick Costa, if he will even survive, we don't know yet.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bolula.
JMB know what is good for he better pick Costa. If he don't pick Costa, he's done.
All right, so Mr. Saleh, if coming in, you have this question here from Chufo Forever. So this person is following on the YouTube. The person asking this question to you: what experience got to do with lack of implementation? Factoring into experience of Bwaka is like acquiring all the education theoretically with all practicality. So what do you make of that?
Who? A question for me, right?
No, the question for Mr. Jeremiah Saleh.
Okay. Let me say something here.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking politics, we're not talking politics like we play in NAFO.
Mm-hmm.
So we should structurally put context in place in terms of other factors. In terms of, when I talk about those factors, I'm talking about in terms of history making, in terms of era, and in terms of what was happening at the time and what was the country now. I'm older than Yan, so I've seen a little bit more than Yan. So I was
putting Yan as a small boy.
Well, I mean, older than Yan, me and Yan is Yan, but Yan not playing in front of him. So yeah, what I'm saying is that Yan is talking about change of what he's actually seeing, what is he experiencing now. Before you make change, you have to step on the shoulder of other people. Change don't come. You're talking about people's skills. If you tell me about JMB and Arizona Cummings, you've been marketing Arizona Cummings for 6 years now. He does not even, the recent statistics today that was posted up by Martin Cody, I was reading his post. You saw that he only has 8% chance. 8% out of 100%. If you call on the local channel, right, you see that some days is GMB, some day is George Weah. I don't know if you wonder why one of those opinion polls can never be an ANC. I don't know.
You know why? Can I say that?
When you were talking, I listen, right?
Okay.
All right. So I have the former vice president here. I think she want to contribute. Let her. Maybe she want to contribute. Come on, VP. You are live, so I hope you want to contribute. Or when I secret, let me call it off.
No, it's not secret. I'm calling to ask. I have a question for both Nya and Jeremiah.
All right, go ahead.
So, because my understanding is Nya is for Cummings and Mr. Saleh is also for Walker, right?
Yes,
so
you are right.
Is, I want both of these people, while trying to defend their candidates, I want them to please name one tangible things that both candidates have made that we will look back 10 or 20 years from now and say, you know what? Cummings made this contribution to Liberia, and it was so significant that it has lasted and will last for years to come. And the same question goes to Jeremiah, because we're trying to really get to know these people well, but since it seems like they both have some ideas about their candidates. I just want them to name one significant thing that each candidate have done that, you know, Liberia will benefit like years later, because this is what legacy is all about.
You're
And this
right.
is what we should be looking at to see how people who have interest in this country have made some interesting and powerful contribution that will be long lasting.
You're
Thank you
right.
so much.
Thank you so much, former Vice President Miko Koke. So now, just to add to her question, of the two things you guys going to name for both Kwame and Boaka, we will take the agriculture out of it, then we're going to take the STEM school out of it. So let's hear the two things.
Even the mother will do it. He's at the ASC, man.
Oh no, but come
Why
in
you
the
take agriculture out? Why you take agriculture out?
Well, make me talk about the STEM school. Come in, get STEM school. You are saying me talk about when Boaka was agriculture
No, my
minister.
brother. That's the woman talk about what they have done upon the place. That same school, let me tell you, that same school is a private school that is exploiting Liberian children for education.
Hey,
It's one
Jeremiah.
of the
Okay,
most expensive school in
talk
the
about
Republic
your
of
own fire. The question she asked, stick to the question
Okay,
small
let me
before
still
we
the question,
go.
but I just want to eradicate that because you cannot use that as tangible. So even if you take it out, you can use that as tangible. But let me say
Go
something.
ahead.
That guy, somebody asked a question before Miko question, so I'll put all two together. The
Okay,
previous
so I hope you're recording it. Say you already got me. Go question. Let's hear from my own big brother. He's on the phone right now. Go ahead, sir.
Let me rest some of these questions.
Good evening, folks.
Good evening.
Yeah, here's the situation. I hear everyone talking about Jacob Walker has said so long. What has he done? He was president of the Senate. What did he do? He sat there, things went wrong.
Uh-huh.
Over the years, Jacob Walker served our country honorably. He was receiving a paycheck to survive, to see his family. He was not in charge of the taxpayer money. Okay? Why would he take his money to build the country room when the government have money to give to the appropriate authority to fix the room? Why would he take the money to build a school when the Ministry of Education had the funds to run schools? All right? So if this is the case where you just graduate from college, then you apply for a job in your area of specialty, then it says you want a 5-year experience. All the 5 years you were going to school. Okay? I think for the 7 years that Jason Walker served that country, what did he do? Did he break any law? Okay? But he was just a regular employee getting the pay to survive. If we are taking all that money to say he's going to be the who? Okay, a governor, then his family perish. What will he be? All right? So let us see who has the country and have. Now that the weird I got it, later he took it for a high play in the rear end, and it's person that come out. That is the person who has said that the people will believe in him. Okay? The government is not is headed by one person, but it's being run by 2 million people.
Okay.
Okay? And when the case of Kwame is not a household name. It's very strange to the body politics.
Okay.
Okay? He may have the education. He may have the foreign he may have the foreign contact. Okay? But the people don't do it. Okay, how many former employees does he have to be able to say, I want to come as agriculture, I want to come as Ministry of Education, I know this is what he stands for. All commit associates when it comes to employment are all in America. Now that Jacob Walker, he's still with his former co-workers. People that they all went to school together, went on job training. So I think that a lot of people get something to say. That's Walker to say. Walker and run with him, a lot of things will change.
So Boga will be announcing his running mate on the 28th. Who do you think Boga should take as his running mate?
Unless Walker and those that in the inner circle, I'm so many thousand miles away from Walker.
Okay.
All right? I'm not clear with his decision making.
But if you make if you should make any decision right now, who do you think would be the best preferred person to go with Boga?
Well, you see, the whole thing got destroyed, and that's why I see all of them. Okay? The coordination were not necessary for the time before the CPP. All right. Every political party was founded on the principle. Okay, you have your supporters. How will you say you form a collaboration? You leave your own agenda and follow my agenda, and you be called me. All right, that was the problem for the men. The also are gone. Hey, tell your thing. After the thing, we all get together. Say, look, our agenda was to get this, make this guy one president. Let most of our resources behind the guy who was closer and defeat this guy. All right, but they were in the marriage with hidden agenda.
Okay.
So if I'm to just all of my head make a recommendation to workers, I will teach coming.
All right.
Now that the phone listen, Pune is coming is ready to go as a running mate, but according to Uncle before we came today, Kelly has here, everything said that he became Mr. It is not for it. So if that be the case, I would rather just say, youngly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gifler. Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony Gifler.
Thank you.
Okay, Philip. Phil.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Go ahead, Alice. Sorry, I hit something on my mixer here.
So I think Mr. Givlord say all right. I will go to Miko stuff.
Okay, let's address Miko question first because her question is very critical.
Okay, let me answer Miko question because when it comes to that, Becca has more political edge.
Okay.
Over
and what are those political edge? Just give up. She said two principal reasons.
He said I should refuse
or tangibles.
The minimum resource Reformation Act that took place at Lamco. It was through the instrumentation of Becca. Check it out. I will send you the link. Next show, you put it there and say Jeremiah send me minimum resource reformation. The reason why our iron ore were preserved, our golds and diamonds were preserved, for which you have to go through stages. Even when you find golds and diamonds, you have to report it to the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Government have to go through their own testing before they can grant you all of those permits. Those that in mining will tell you. The reformation policy was put in book and was up to now we still have it under the leadership of Becca as Lamco. So when you come to the public and say, what have these people done? As much as they're not going to do everything good, but they have some good. And I will give an example before I let my brother Jan to come in, right?
Okay.
That was the same issue that affected the Hillary Clinton. She has so many years of service, but because of one email, they use it as a detrimental situation and they put Trump, who was a novice. That's similar mistake like we want to make. You're saying that 40 years of service, but if nobody serve, if nobody do the job, who will do the job? All of what that was going on in Liberia, all of the good things that all of the suffering Liberians were going through, where were Arizona Cummings? George Weah at the time was playing football. He was taking his personal money and giving it to refugees. Where were Arizona Cummings? You have to retire from Coca-Cola and have no other jobs to do and get your pension and get your retirement money before you want to be president of Liberia. On what basis can we trust this man? Somebody stop or talk about implementation is they're going to school and getting all the degree. Let me tell you the reason why theoretical. You cannot, before you have a full practical skills, all of the technical institution, you must do theoretical. And even if you go to technical institute, they will teach you the theoretical aspect of it before they teach you the practical. That's what makes theoretical is important. So when Brecker and somebody work in government and implement all these little policies that today we are standing on, that the minimal or the Minimal Resource Reformation Act, Lemco, when they proffer ideology in the House of the Senate, where in the government, one of the government that raised the highest amount of revenue and civil service pay went up. Where do you think it came from? It came from the House of Representatives. It came from the House of Senate, where he resides, where employee income was stable. Now, likewise to his opponent, likewise his counterpart, it is not coming. You cannot speak of that because he brought nothing other than a private institution. And he telling Liberian people, look, your just vote for me, I will tell you what I can do for you. We buy
No,
another pick in the bag. Are we
but
going to buy pick in the bag?
yeah, will tell that one. Just tell her Baka own.
I already did. But are we going to buy pick in the bag? So I did.
Okay, then yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's your turn. Tell about Cummings.
Well, you know, Cummings have done a lot for Liberia. A lot. You know, Cummings is a silent transformer. He's a silent transformer. Like, before I even go to the one thing that Mikos talk about, Cummings supporters, they don't participate in those so-called how you call it, survey online, on Facebook, on social media and stuff for, you know, who's gonna win the election, blah blah. Cummings supporter, they have, you know, things that they're focusing on to winning the election. They don't focus on those surveys. You seen it? Like I told you, Cummings have silent voters, and it will surprise you people comes October 10th this year. Well,
they don't have people that can vote.
First of all, Cummings has a long history of philanthropy around the globe, not just in Liberia. Because of his humanitarian effort, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government awarded him a medal, the highest of all medal in the country. Because of that, because of his contribution to the crisis, the deadly pandemic, Ebola pandemic in Liberia in 2014, Cummings was the number one person that had people from the international communities to go to Liberia and rescue Liberia from the pandemic. Because of Cummings. So if that alone don't shake you that this man have a connection that can make change, that can make things to change for Liberian people, I don't know then. I don't know where you're thinking. You know, I know then where you're coming from, and that alone is something that will stick to people that were affected by Ebola. It's going to stick with them forever. People that got saved from Ebola is going to stick with them forever. Cummings was number one person that stepped up to bring in people to rescue Liberia during that pandemic. And Cummings Foundation have been.
You have not answered the question yet.
Why me? I have not answered the question yet.
You're talking about philanthropy. You're talking about we get asked a direct question. Or why he had to do that people live on talking about philanthropy. It can be I'm say yeah philanthropy. When you go to AI, you donate philanthropy. So answer the question. For the question.
Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead.
But you gotta answer the question before you proceed. You can't be the question.
You know, I will not satisfy you here tonight. I will not satisfy you, my dear brother. Yeah. So Cummings Foundation. Cummings Foundation have made a tremendous contribution to the Liberian people, and I will not sit here and say I will not talk about the STEM school in Liberia. I will not sit here and say I will not talk about that, because why? It is a first of its kind in Liberia. You know how that important in the Western world. You know why? What make the Western world great? It's because of STEM. Because of STEM. It's because of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics that make the Western world great today. So when we're talking about education, when we're talking about a country being great, these are the things that make a country great. So if a man can think about that and create that in Liberia, even that one student, even if there's one student that can make a difference in Liberia, in the Liberian education system.
The layman that want to study science, he cannot go to Cummings school because he cannot afford tuition. So
how
you know how STEM, let me tell you, you're talking about STEM. I'm a STEM scholar. You know how STEM work? We get money for STEM. If you're a STEM scholar, you get money to go to do.
But Cummings is a poor man.
No, I'm telling you, you're gonna. I mean, you get money. Students get money. Students get money to STEM.
But you don't. Do you know if the student in the school getting money or not?
One of the most
that
one of
you
the
have
most
evidence to that?
yeah, one of the most expensive schools in the Republic of Liberia, Coming School. You know, rich children can go there.
Of course, like you just said, it's not expensive. It's not cheap to maintain STEM. It's not cheap. The lab alone in that place is not
But they make the international contact now. They make the international contact. They make the international contact now.
The lab is not something to maintain. Kumi does not plan to fail. That's what Joe Bakanen can do. Kumi does not plan to fail. You listen to Kumi today? You listen to Kumi today? Did you listen to him today?
You listen to Baka recently?
Baka don't even talk. He can't even talk for 2 hours, for 30 minutes before I go.
Not how long you talk. You hit the point you leave.
But you listen to Kumi's read Kumi's track record. Kumi had never failed in things that he put his hand in. He had never failed that.
But
never.
He failed in Liberian politics already.
No, what do you mean he failed? The man is in the front runners in the country. The 3 top front runners in the country. The man is among them. Why?
Who the number two?
Kumis.
The man was a breaker. No problem.
Kumis. Look, Kumis got a silence voter, my dear brother. The thing you're setting way politics. I think you would know that Liberian politics is very deep.
I got somebody here who coming to that make it sound good. Go ahead, caller.
Well, folks, my name is J. Joshua K. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Philip, this is why Joshua is going to win 2023.
Uh-huh.
The guys are not serious. Opposition, in particular. The guys are not serious.
I told you.
They are greedy. They are power drunk. They don't respect each other. See the 2 supporters in studio.
Uh-huh.
They can't even agree. How can you want to be a leader for Liberia when you cannot even agree? This Jeremiah is saying Braga is going to call.
But that's not how you say you can't even agree.
They are all anticipating either or
Joshua, you respond to him. Go ahead. Let me say Joshua said Jeremiah, you respond. Go ahead.
Ekumi or Nyomri. And up to now, the Kumi camp and the Baga camp, they are fighting each other, going to court, insulting each other. These people, the Liberian people, we are not stupid. Our people deserve better. We will not vote for either of them. Joshua is the way forward for the Liberian people. Joshua is the Messiah of this time. At this moment, we don't want confusion. You put Kumi and Braga together, they'll be making plans in that mansion, be fighting each other there. Because I will say, Baba, don't do that one here. Jeremiah will be calling Braga and say, no, Kumi put them correct. The guys are not serious. Everybody just wants to use Braga as a tool. Because the man lack decision making, he lacks sound judgment, he's old, he need to be retired. Nonsense. This guy, they're not serious. They got no idea of what is going on. They got no political idea. They got no governance system in them. It's a sad thing that educated man like Jeremiah will be supporting a Joseph Wagan. Young man like Jeremiah, who is a science student, who is a future leader of our country.
I agree with you, Joshua Power.
He's saying that and want to support a Joseph Wagan. Joseph Wagan, who has no idea of what is happening today. This is sad. It's sad. You want to support a Kumis. My friend, yeah. A sound man from Nima County. A sound man who is leading the Nimbayans here in America, in Indiana. Want to support a Kumis who lacks the basic understanding of today's politics. Tell me, why are you people doing this country like this? Why do you want to damage our country? Why would you take the children tomorrow? Why would you take the man tomorrow?
Tell the man up.
I will show you tangible development. The woman just asked the question, no, it's a word, the woman question. They can give her anything tangible. They're talking about the reform, Lord, I brought mirror. What kind of mirror are you talking about? Because when I sat right in that place there, he signed Lucas agreement. He agreed to you that, yes, we squander the people money. We stole the people money. I left it on credit. And it made me president. and made women president, my people. Gentlemen, our children's lives are at risk. George Weah is the mayor of this time. After George Weah will decide who will win. Thank you very much. I'm listening to the show. I wait for the response.
Thank you so much, Mr. J. Joshua K. Powers Sr.
Let me come in.
I told you about it, man. Let me answer the question for him. Didier asked a very brilliant question here. Didier asking if he says, so widow, Mr. Logan, you okay with Joe Weah being president for the next 6 years? Didier, in all fairness, let me say this. I have no political party. I have never affixed my signature to any political party in my life. I have never joined any political party in my life because I just believe no political parties, they are not institutional issues. They're based mainly on individuals. That's why I have never joined any political party. Like we're discussing today, the discussion is not about the party ideology, but the party. The discussion is about the individual who is heading the party. So, after the 6 years, if you ask me who do I think will be the best person to lead Liberia, this is just my own opinion. This is not from any of the conversation here tonight. It means that I'm pledging my support to any of the political candidates in Liberia. But if you ask me, after George Weah, who do I prefer? I would prefer the poor man lawyer. I would prefer Councillor Tiawan Se Gongolo to lead Liberia for the next 6 years. Go ahead, Jan.
You know, Mr. Powell, I agree with some of the things he said. Like, if Cummins and Boyka get together to go to the mansion, there will always be confusion. The country will be in chaos. I will not lie to you. Because the president, which will be Joe Boyka, he don't have his own thinking. People think for him. People, in fact, he's a remote controller that people can just press the remote and he will do exactly what button they press. He's going to do exactly that, what they tell him to do. And Cummins on the other side, as a sound man, he will not sit there for such thing to happen under his watch. So this thing, it will not work for Cummins and Boyka to join together to go. It will not work. First of all, if that happens, then Cummins' political career is done. Because why? The Boyka people will set Cummins up. Then after they say, because they know after the 6 years, Boyka will not be able to go back to the mansion. They will do everything possible to damage Cummins' whole political career so he can go back. Then the whole thing will be kaput for Cummins.
So you mean two are going to get defeated together? Is that what you mean?
It doesn't matter. It better for the man to get defeated than to compromise his integrity to something that he know it will damage him even worse than being defeated. You see it? So right. I will definitely I'm definitely in support of Cummins' action to stay by his word. Just how Boyka have a vision for the country, Cummins too have a vision for the country. If the voters see it necessary that Cummins' voter is right, if they vote for Cummins, that's fine. If the voters see Boyka vision that is good for their transformation, if they vote for Boyka, that's fine. If the voters see George Weah what he has done for the past 6 years, if good for their transformation, and they want him to go for the next 6 years, if the voters see it, all the things we're talking, we're just sitting here stressing vain. We're not making a decision. The decision in the hands of the people. If whoever preached the message for it to resonate well with the voters, that they're where the voters going to link to. So wherever or whoever have their vision, all the candidates, their vision, if they preach that vision right to the voters and is resonate well with the voters, fine. Then that person going to be the next president of Liberia. But I will sit here and encourage all Liberians to vet all the candidates right or well that Cummins stand out among all the 3 top candidates in the race right now. Cummins is the #1 person that can transform Liberia. What am I saying that? Cummins have done that for other people. When Cummins went with Coca-Cola Global, Coca-Cola, he created job from every sector of Coca-Cola for people. He created job. Kumi is a job creator. That track record is there. If you Google Kumis right now, you would know that he's a job creator. And what Liberians need right now is
how many Liberian benefit there?
kids that are getting out of school for them to be able to have job, to put food on their table, to give hope to their kids, and also to for fathers in a home.
We're going to get young 1 hour here today.
For fathers in a home to feel comfortable as a father in a home, because we are here, we are feeling comfortable as fathers, because at the end of every 2 weeks we get something tangible coming to our account. So that's what Kumi going to bring into the into Liberia economic system. So if the voters see it necessary that this thing will really transform my life and the life of my kids and my generation to come, trust me, Cummings will become the next president. If they see that the so-called rescue, I don't know where the rescue have been. At the rescue been parking the garage with this old man too, and now he want to, that there's a perfect time for him to come and rescue Liberia. You've been in government for 42+ years, for God's sake. Why you are, where the so-called rescue been for 42 years, and now you want to come in the morning time where you don't even know what you're dealing with now.
Yeah, you get 5 more seconds.
The system have changed. Technology have changed. The mindset of people today have changed. Then you can't talk about rescue. Black guy, man, you are a failed politician in my Joshua Power voice. Failed politician, and you will not step your foot to the mansion until you die. Period.
Thank you. So Jeremiah here from Ukraine will get our party.
J. Joshua Power first. Let me put in some corrective measures. Because we are opposition doesn't mean we can't argue, because we're from 2 different political parties with 2 different manifestos. So we have to argue on all other issues. That's normal. The thing where if a sedition come in studio here, we have the discussion on national issues and how to fix it. That's what we're doing. So that in no way is a form of impairment to the opposition. We are just proffering ideology that to win, to get rid of this national disaster that is over our country, is that opposition unity and opposition collaboration is of necessity to have a one-round victory. Having said that, even though ANC is being stubborn to understand that for us to get rid of this national disaster is for them to join the vote wagon, and we can move ahead and get rid of this madman. But since they don't want to do it, we in the Unity Party will fight a good fight and go to second round and then defeat the we-are-led government. That's our second plan B. Now, so when a sedition call on the show, somebody who is a regime propagandist call on the show and say we are not serious, how can an educated man like Jeremiah support UMB? Then it tells me that I know how to make good decision, like what him and Young Volule. Now, you supporting George Weah, who do not understand the suffering of the Liberian people. When the Liberian people are crying for food, he dancing buka. But the man you telling me to go, so we all can be dancing buka in the ministry. And the man you telling me that we should support. How long will our Liberian people be suffering and be enjoyed, and the president traveling out of the country for 48 days? People are not taking pay for 3 months. You homonize the economy, 16 billion missing, pay for the economy millions. You telling me I should support a Weah over the breaker? All of breaker services, George Weah has quadruple, triple worth over breaker all of his 40 years. George Weah and the CDC-led government went into leadership with the mindset that it's our time to be rich. They do not depend on competence. No level of competence, no level of preparation if you're not case up to the power that be, then you will not be recognized. That's what we are trying to get rid of. That's why our Joseph Iman Breaker will open a door for all Liberians, including my brother Jan Volude. I'm telling you to them, my brother, you need to reconsider the decision and come to the United Party so we can change things. ANC is a Western colonized political movement. If you have you as a boy from Niba Kante, from Ganta, and all your from Ganta, you don't have a chance with ANC because the Congo boss politically now, of Eugene Fagon thing, the Congo boss will have to get job before you get job. We are trying to create a level playing field that you will be able to use your expertise tomorrow. The very older folks are telling you, say ANC, you should prefer ANC ideology. Some of them are sitting in there now. How many times have you appeared on the platform to talk about an ANC? Those are the big shot. They will be cutting the shot when you are nowhere to be found. Come on, bro. We'll mitigate ideas and forces, my brother. I will hold your hand and give you to other people, and you will see your life moving forward. Not just your life moving forward. Not just your life moving forward, but you can carry your expertise and your level of education. I know you have both theoretical and practical, though. You will carry, and it will benefit the Liberian people through the JMB administration. The Papa is a noble man, he's a statesman, a respected man. The country dignity will have to be preserved. It will have to put it through severe preservation, so that the dignity of Liberia can be restored. Now, the only reason you see when we speak of opposition unity and we call Cummings is that we believe Cummings has some Western ideas, but he do not understand the way. So somebody will have to teach him, and then when he understands the full operandies of our politics, then we can integrate him, and then he can get power. Because if you go to a judge, what can judge tell you? To pay for the non-condominiums? What can judge tell you? To go dance booker? What can judge tell you? To fly private jet to be going to Ghana? Is that what you want for an Alexander Cummings to do? Is that what you want for him to? Is that where you want for him to go? He has a symbolic mindset. He has a prospect of being a good statement through the training of a GMB who have had the experience, who have never invested government resources, and it is today on some of his implementation policies that we are all enjoying and having this national discourse and discussion. So, my brother, I appeal to you today. You need to reconsider your decision. You are in the wrong spot. You are struggling to defend of men who has no tangible. You are depending on men who have been running all the villages for 6 years now, but people still telling you we want Joseph Breaker. The sons are waiting on the words, waiting all in the streets. Even the normal ANC people that has ANC in their DNA, in their bloodstream, are now moving over. What are you waiting for? Come on, we have a place for you on the table. Thank you. Come.
Thank you so much, guys. So to those of you following us who want to say this, we are raising funds as well. We've been having the Cash App information up here. So if you want to make a donation to the little bereavement we have on our hand, and we'll be going to Jersey, the number is right here. You can send your Cash App or your Zelle. You can do a $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever you send. We're going to appreciate. So at this moment, a lot of people have been making donations. I think 2 or 3 people send me texts. They don't want to be named. They want to stay anonymous. We want to say thank you. Those of you who send your anonymous donation. I want to say to my brother Harris Colley, we want to say thank you so much for your donation. I want to say to our sister Brittany Alpha, we want to say thank you so much for your donation. I want to say again to the president of the Liberian Association of Indiana, Mr. Julius Parker, I want to say thank you as well for your donation. So to all of you who stay sending your donation, I want to say thank you as well. And the number is right on the screen. You can also send your donation to the number on the screen. So yeah, let's get your party, bro.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Logan. Liberians, I'm gonna speak to Liberians all around the globe now, because even though you're not in Liberia, but you still have some influence in Liberia to make a change.
It's true.
Liberia, what we need right now is leadership. Leadership in the sense that when something happened to one citizen, it should sweep the president off his feet to speak to the nation, like
True.
what happened recently in this country, with our Liberian brother in Wisconsin. Is that Wisconsin or well, some part of this state?
Yeah. I
Kansas,
think
Yeah,
Kansas,
cancer.
yeah, cancer. Yeah. Uh, when that happened, Joe Biden immediately picked up the phone and called the family. That's the type of leadership we need. George Weah have been there for 6 years. George Weah have not taken the platform to speak to the country unless he gave him his annual message. With all the horrible things that have been going on in the country, Justice Minister daughter being killed, George Weah, we are not heard from George Weah on this thing, on issues like that. That's not the leadership we need in Liberia. Even the country is hard, but if your president is
Yeah, just shortly before we can go forward, one beat man just donated, and that's the King UJ Doswa. So go ahead. Thank you for your donation, King UJ Doswa.
yeah, so that we need a president who will speak to his people or her people.
Mhm.
Uh, Liberians, you have to assess your yourself. What have changed for the past 6 years since since you overwhelmingly elected George Weah? What have changed? So, going forward to October 10, moving to October 10, we have to assess all those things and do not make the same mistake of electing a president that will take you backward instead of taking you, at least 2, 3 steps up the ladder.
It's true.
I'm saying this, Ellis Cummings' track record has shown all over the world, around the globe, as a job creator. What you need right now, you need a job. You need, someone that will encourage investors to come and create a job. You need someone that will change the healthcare system. You need someone that will change the justice system, so that you can have a peace when you are asleep in the night. You need someone where when something happens to you, that person will identify with you, even though they are up there as the president.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person and that's the kind of leader you need, and that leader is no one else, it's Ellis Cummings. Do not make a mistake for the next 6 years. Again, I will say that, Mr. Logan, thank you for this platform. The platform is always here, and we'll continue to speak to the minds of our people. Joe Barker is not the option on the table. Take Joe Barker off the table and take George Weah off the table. Right now, if you're speaking of candidate, you should be speaking of Ellis Cummings, number one, Tiawan Seye Gonklo, number two. These are the people that you should be speaking of. If you want to decide among those two, at least if you're speaking of those two to make a decision on those two, then we will know that Liberia is moving towards a greater good. Yeah, but putting the old man on the table with the saying that he's a state man, you get an experience. Then that is state man retire honorably and enjoy the beauty of the country or the support of the people in peace, instead of coming in, putting some people putting him by his nose to come in to loot the country. If we make mistake, if Liberia we make mistake and elect Joseph Boakai, we think that George Weah is looting the country, but it will be a tsunami or corruption tsunami in Liberia. Because why? Those that bringing in Joseph Boakai, they know that Joseph Boakai not get second chance again. Joseph Boyka don't have a third term either. So they will loot the country and go with Joe Boyka. These are the people that Eddie, they were giving Eddie hard time, and Eddie shipped them abroad to go to school. They didn't have time to eat little bit of government money in the country. So all of them are jump beyond Joe Boyka because they know that Joe Boyka is a mumu. He cannot make decision by himself. So when they go there, if you make mistake, let's say Costa is your VP or Costa.
You said Joe Boyka mumu, you make chairman.
Costa not pick. Costa not Joe Boyka not pick Costa. Costa will definitely be the next Maggie in the country. Costa will be the minister of state automatically. That one part is a clear cut. Just imagine Costa being a minister of state. Costa of all people, it's all about him. If it not benefit Costa, it's not good. You made him minister of state or vice president of the country. You know what kind of country we are in. People will start packing their load to go to neighboring country for greener pasture until that leadership time is over before people can start coming back to the country. That's the kind of country that you want for the next 6 years. Then elect Joe Boyka. If that's the kind of country you want, then elect Joe Boyka and George Weah. Right now, the option should be Tiawan Seye Gonglo and Edis Zana B. Cummins. That's the option for Liberian. That should be the option for Liberian to pick from.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yan Volule. So the option should be Mr. Tiawan Seye Gonglo and Mr. Boyka. Chairman,
No, not Boyka.
Mr. Say, George, Mr. Cummins and
anything you do your name Mr. Boyka will come from your mom.
Let's get your party. So I want to say to the king, the king said the Arab money following us from Liberia, Charlie Voga. Want to say welcome again. You just tell me to make hey man popular. You just tell me that one, then I can say it publicly. But until then, I keep you just donation private. But you just gave a real big one though. Yeah, you just gave a real big head. Congratulations to you, UJ. You did something very good too. Go ahead, Mr. Silly.
I listening to my brother Yan running all over the place, but actually know the truth. The depth of the truth in his heart, he know that we have to rescue our country. And there's only one way now. I reiterate the history of October in the 1800s, in the 1400s, where it take a decade, nothing happened. But then it take a week or decade happen. That's what's going to happen this coming October. The Liberians are going to be emancipated through the JMB leadership and manifesto.
Okay.
The Pape have so many powerful ideas. On some of these ideology, or some of these ideas and some of these platforms from last election are what my brother J. Joshua Power CDC-led government is using now. The Pape in his platform, he spoke of rural connectivity. So CDC, when they win election, they jump on rural, even though they didn't have the platform. They try to power. Listen to me. But the Pape didn't. When the Pape told them about rural connectivity, he talked about interstate and coastal highway. But down the CDC government has squandered resources, invested the money, and not doing fetal roads. Records are there. There. Likewise, our so-called economics and businessmen who are travel all over the world with Coca-Cola and Liberian did not benefit all of the years he worked as head of Coca-Cola. Liberians can only benefit now when he retires. There's a hidden agenda that we have identified within Mr. Cummins, for which he's afraid, or he refusing to join GMB because he's an agent within the CPP. He came as an agent to destabilize the political movement that was there to emancipate the people. Smarter enough from Joseph Boyka, as a statesman and a peaceful man, he restrained himself from all of the damages that could have occurred. Because the numbers, if you look at the numbers, the statistics, The old man has come second. CDC has stronger resources. Disgraced themselves into leadership, which gave Unity Party the edge. Because most of the seditious that are flipping from CDC, they are gravitating towards the Unity Party and nowhere else. That's what makes us right now, we are the biggest political party, both historically and politically in Liberia right now. If you go in a street of Liberia and you ask 10 Liberians, who are they supporting? Out of the 10, 8 going to say Unity Party, 1 going to say CDC, and 1 will say there's an comments. The likely that okay, 7 will say to you, Unity Party, 2 going to say CDC, and 1 will say there's an comments. My question is written on the wall. Why are these ANC people so stubborn? ANC is a political dividend. The reason I say that is they are used just to spoil our votes and make us to go to second round. Because we had a propensity to win a 1-1 victory with an opposition unity that Direct Logan did. Now, since ANC want to be stubborn, we will go to the second one, we defeat the election. Now let's look at some of the statistics before I leave.
Okay.
When you go to most of these big senators, John Kanga, who is she supporting? Look at her constituency, Grand Bassa County. She can gravitate votes towards us. You go to Senator Steve Zagos. Those are people, Senator Darren Dolan, who still remains popular and formidable, is with the Unity Party. Have you sat to yourself and see what are the credible people are gravitating toward the Unity Party to give Joseph Boyka a chance? Now, in the whole entire House of Representatives and Legislature, ANC only get 1 person there, who is a guy from Babolu. How can this party, who does not have a constituency in Liberia, say they can win an elections? Even without constituency, their supporters are allies in our political arena. They are outside the curve. It is somebody that young who sits in Indiana will come and make and change the political dynamics and change the graph in Liberia? No. We gave an alternative to the ANC, specifically to Alexander Cummings, as a means to train and then making a better leader. Who can do that? JMB. You cannot expect a JMB to retire when the Labrenpo need him most. I heard Jan talking about the old man should retire. This is done. Labrenpo said, no, don't retire. We need you to rescue us. We are dying. If you leave, nobody will do the job. We don't have nobody. Please give us 6 years of your term and leave the political arena. The old man said, for the sake of my people. You want for the old man to Alex Jonah when God said he refused? No. No. The man is going to rescue us, and then he's going to give the country, after putting the country on the red path, he's going to give us the victory.
So when the man is successful in May 2029, he coming again, though?
No.
Okay.
We have a plan in place. When we look at right in the opposition block, because we know that opposition unity can defeat, we are in 1 term. We say, okay, for Unity Party, we're the biggest political party, who next? Okay, let's bring ANC. That's the reason why you see we're saying there's an outcoming should be. We can go for Jeremiah Kung, we can go for Yomdi Kanga. We'll suit that country. But because we want to give him a seat at the table, so he can know how the Liberian politics work, we want to bring him closer. Then they think that he's so relevant than some of the people we have. We never run out of people. You remember in the Bible when God said that if you don't preach the gospel, you raise the stone? That's how the Unity Party are. We got a lot of people who can raise anytime. That's the reason if we are the party of integrity, we went as far as suspending Eddie Johnson from the party, or not Joseph Boyka. Then you come on a public platform, you say, this man.
So you suspend her publicly and want to beg her secretly.
That one we know that is public. For us to suspend a former president is public. But that would beg her secretly, that's not an issue. If Eddie was in ANC, they can't do nothing to her. I'm telling you. But we were able to suspend and Ellen Johnson said, even though we know suspending her will be detrimental to the party. That's integrity. And you come on a public platform and say JMB can make decision of his own, judge of power. JMB and Georgia will make decision of their own. When Georgia office was single-handedly run by Nathaniel Mange, the principal, who made decisions. When Samuel 12 goes to Georgia office, Georgia house, and telling this how we harmonize. Georgia don't know what is harmonization in started because they use terminology. Who is on liability and who is on access? And you come as a citizen on a public platform to denigrate a statement of men who have done so much for Liberia. My brother, I want to say thank you for the show. And my appeal to the Liberian people is that vote Unity Party, vote UMB as our next president of the Republic of Liberia, and your lives and the lives of your children will change.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah K. So we will organize something when when Joseph Boaga have his running mate, then we will organize Joseph Boaga, George Weah, Tiawan Gongolo, and Edizana Cummings. So yeah, get ready. All those representing Joseph Boaga, you who want to represent Tiawan Gongolo, Edizana Cummings to come up here and let's have the conversation. Thank you so much, my dear brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that was the voice of Mr. Jeremiah Sele. Again, before we go any further, I want to say today is the birthday of my beautiful sister, Precious Logan Samuel. I want to say happy birthday to you, Precious, and enjoy your day. Celebrate in grand style. Trust me, enjoy your day. The birthday can only one time. And ain't coming again. It ain't coming again. Trust me. So now, I know it's almost 9 o'clock. And we're supposed to be discussing some issues here. We're supposed to be discussing this letter that looked like a birthday flyer. We're supposed to discuss the letter as well. Then we're supposed to also come back and discuss the president letter to this letter. And we're supposed to come and discuss the former, I say former because he's resigned already, the former youth and sport chairperson as well. But I don't know yet. But anyway, we're still on the show. So let's use the time again to say to our people who donated, because we have to tell you thank you, So to our sister Rose Andrew, we want to say thank you. Morris Gore, thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Fogba, thank you. Precious Logan Samuel, thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Boya, thank you. Winter Snow, thank you. Ma Isabella, thank you. Anonymous Donor, thank you. Mr. Joseph Sele Senior, thank you. My dear brother Ricky Gonet, thank you. Anonymous Donors again, Anonymous Donor again, thank you. Mr. J. Joshua K. Power, thank you. Mr. James Balakaba, thank you. Miss Brittany Hallett, thank you. J. Miranda, thank you. Anonymous Donors again, thank you. Mr. Harris Colley, thank you so much. Brittany Alpha, thank you so much. Mr. Julius Parker, thank you so much. Mr. Uja Doswa, the King Uja Doswa, thank you so much for your donation. So to all of you who donated, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. And I know some of you remember dates and remember time. We have this flyer up the other day, and we supposed to have Mr. Tiawanse Gongolo with us on the 28th of May, and we expecting Mr. Gongolo on the 28th of May. His people reach out to me, and Mr. Gongolo will be visiting the Indianapolis side, and they would love for Mr. Gongolo to take on the airwaves and speak to the Liberian people. So at this point, we will have a John collabo. So if you see on this flyer, it's going to be relay on Radio Farmer. It's going to be 99.2 FM in Bon County, and probably might be relay on other radio stations in Liberia. So we will have our panelists announced hopefully pretty soon all those that will be part of this conversation. But we have one of the journalists from Radio 412. He will also be in studio with us when the conversation going on. And we'll also have a few of our people of Indiana here to join us. If possible, I will stand to my brother Joseph Slade Jr. or Mr. Ezra Z, John Z. Akwe to send one of the representatives from Open Table to be part of the conversation as well. So at least some questions that I will not be able to ask, or I cannot ask, or maybe I'll forget to ask. Excuse me, they will remember to ask those questions too. So whilst we have so what I will do, if we have any permanent people in our community, I will ask my brothers on the other side, on the other station, to send somebody to represent the station too, at least so we can ask the necessary questions that our people in the community will love to hear. So I don't know if I have the time to browse through. I want to browse through and talk about some of the letters that we've been discussing in the group chat, but we don't have luxury of time, so we'll not make more emphasis. But I don't know. You know why? I would just leave this for Tuesday. Yeah, let me save some time. Let me leave this for Tuesday because it's already after 9 o'clock, and we don't want to keep ourselves here too late again because we have three separate letters we supposed to read and discuss the letters. We are supposed to discuss this letter. We're supposed to discuss the letter. We're supposed to discuss the letter. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave it for Tuesday. Tuesday when we come here, when we talk about a few issues, we'll just climax with the three letters. But as of now, the Youth and Sport chairperson have resigned, Mr. Sawenda Samba. He's resigned, and he stated his reason why he resigned. And, you don't go through the letters and just read it and just leave it. And we're all giving the commentary on them. So I would have loved to give the commentary on this letter first. This letter sparked this letter. So I wanted to come and give why this letter sparked this letter, and that led to this letter. So they are all intertwined. They had some correlation that brought up this letter. Was the first letter that came up, and there was huge criticism in the community chat room. Then it led to the president coming up with this one as a softener to cool everybody down. Then also it led to this letter here. Then in the end, it led to my dear brother, Mr. Roland Akwe, who were on the show the other day, and he said what he had to say. And the president and his team, they were able to call Mr. Roland Akwe. Mr. Roland Akwe walked by his words, and he said, well, willing to serve and work for the administration now. So I wanted to capture all of that tonight, but I'm so sorry, my people, if I disappoint you. Sorry. And two, I'm raising funds too, and I never wanted to just go through that heated part of it. And some of the people who I sent a letter to, they already got issue with the letter here. Then now they will not do this small donation. So when if you do the donation, we'll come here on Tuesday to talk about the letter. Yeah, so I'm sorry for that. So we'll come back on Tuesday and talk about the letter. So until then, we want to say thank you for joining us again. Thanks for being on here. We're ready to do it. I appreciate everybody. And we want to say to you guys, don't forget, call Precious Logan and wish you a happy birthday. And we want to say, don't forget, tomorrow is TGIF. So those of you who are around, get ready for TGIF. Good night and bye-bye. Let God be with you.
In at tunesbyblog.com.
Papi, why you coming from? You breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. Why you no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you're running somewhere.
My daughter, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you